any like hiding spaces and secure places for them, they come out and they hang out the majority of the time. But there's no reason for them to be sitting out here. They just like to hang out with me, I guess.
Yeah, I miss I miss being able to have a friggin' tank set up. But we moved to an old house, you know, and if I wanted to, I got a 300-gallon tank just sitting here not doing a thing, you know, because I don't have a floor I can put it on anymore.
Yeah.
The weight just is it's too much, you know.
That's a real bummer, man. I would love to have a 300-gallon fish tank.
I miss being able to have a friggin' tank.
I would have.
Not getting any ideas over here.
I know.
That MTS is real, multiple tank syndrome. Like all you like once you have one tank, it turns into five, then a 10. It's
You
so
like
you have to get more.
do you like LR Brett's?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
me
have a
too.
lot of plants from him and the tanks here.
Sweet.
It's
I've
shrimp,
always
shrimp Jesus.
hell yeah, man. He's he's awesome. Yep. So okay. You have live plants, obviously. I see you have stem plants behind you. Looks like some cryptocorn or something to your left. Tell us.
Well, here I can I recorded a little video earlier. I can bring it up and then we can just kind of talk about each tank as we go through them. I got like a minute on basically each tank.
All right, let's do it.
This is
You
gonna be
guys see
cool.
that all right?
Yep.
All right, this is the Gobi tank that I was telling you about. All this slate on the back
Uh-huh.
that came from a boulder outside my dad's house. So
Oh
that
yeah.
is those are the golden neon Stiphodon gobies. They thrive on biofilm and algae basically, and
Yep.
little micro crustaceans.
You got pea
And I got
puffers in
them
it.
in there with my pea puffers.
Awesome. You got a what? Barterii, coppifolia, or what kind of
There
the
is
newbies? Apzelli.
there's Tropicana crypts, the purple ones down there, and then the
Yep.
rest of those green plants there are all different variants of Anubias.
Yeah. And then duckweed, of course.
Yep.
The herpes of the fish world.
I love duckweed.
I do too, actually. But
Nice hiding spot. It filters your water, and I've been experimenting with like top dressing it on Miss C's houseplants because
me
I'm pretty
too,
sure it's like 90% nitrogen. It's got
dude.
to have a few other things in it.
Okay. I have been doing that with on my plant. Just
Mhm.
it's I feel like it's like on days that I could water, but maybe, you're kind of on the fence. Like I'll skim the top of all my tanks and I'll have, and I'll pluck out some algae and stuff. And then I just make a ring around my plant and it's been working really great. Seems like it responds pretty well to it too. Starts praying right away. But I figure it's kind of like putting a sponge on top of your,
Yeah, it's actually an effective way to like water change, honestly, because how fast duckweed multiplies, if you keep taking it out like 90% of it out each time,
yep.
it's gonna multiply and fill the tank back up in a few days. And so that's a ton
Hmm.
of nitrates and shit out of the water.
Yep.
It's completely snails, at least ones that don't eat your plants, and duckweed are two things that a lot of fish keepers hate, and I absolutely love. Like you see, I don't care about a little bit of algae growing on there. That is microscopic life. Those are
Hmm.
living plants filtering the water. That's all stuff. That's all making it to where I don't have to do extra work for the tank. Yeah, I can get in there
Yep.
and scrub all that down or whatever, but don't need to. The fish are happy. They're breeding.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And this was my first like setup with the dirty deep
Yep.
sand bed, and that's made famous from Father Fish. I don't know if you guys watch him or not.
Dude, he is the man.
Yes, I love Father
That
Fish.
that that dude is a wizard when it comes to fish keeping. Like that 155 gallon that he has, it's like over 25 years old or something like that.
Mhm.
It's crazy. I mean, still dirted, plants, everything still in it.
So
See, I
this,
always think. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say this tank, you would, it's probably got at least 100 fish in there and probably 50 or so shrimp. And this is only a
Hmm.
20-gallon long, and you see everybody's happy. They're all in there breeding. There's baby Pseudomagil illuminatus in there. There's
Yep.
baby Emerald Dwarf Rasboras in there. I mean, anybody else would tell you that tank's overstocked, but I think everybody's
No.
thriving in there. Like that's my dream tanks are always just tons and tons of fish. I want to have an overstock problem myself.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the best way to keep your plants
Mhm.
thriving. And you got to have bioload to balance it. And I feel like that's an issue, or I've heard people say negative things maybe about aquaponics, but I feel like just because they don't have a large enough bioload,
Mhm.
or at least that's my theory. I don't really know because I'm such a beginner, but I do like the blue shrimp you have there.
I think a lot of people start forgetting about how much nitrates their tanks filled up before they just start throwing the water on. So instead of like filtering out the nitrates, they just let it rock.
Mhm.
And those fish tanks, you get a lot of nitrates in there.
Yeah, I know, and then it'll crash. Just
Biggest like tip to not crash a tank is to have plenty of sand and have 5 times as many plants as you do fish. Like when you buy a new fish, buy like 3 or 4 plants with it.
Yep.
And it always seemed to work out really, really well. And we were talking about the algae and the filter earlier. It reminded, and like self-feeding your saltwater tank. It reminded me of this corner right here. That corner right there has got my sponge filter in it, plus 3 or 4 other old sponge filters that are all seeded with like these really really small. I like to call them sea shrimp, I believe they are, but they zip
Mhm.
around the tank, and that hiding spot right there seems to give them enough refuge to where they've been constantly reproducing and give it enough food for these little guys.
Yep.
I love that part of it. I'm
I
always
always had a
just like,
problem with I always had a problem with planting with the freaking fish digging them up.
yeah, it always
Yeah.
depends on the fish too for that.
Is
This
that
is our guppy tank that's always in our background right here. Everything in here we've bred. Like we started out with guppies. Like we traveled all around the state, like grabbing the ones that we thought were pretty and putting them
Yeah.
together. But sadly, all of our original guppies all died now because they all came from places like Petco and PetSmart, and they didn't really take care of their fish too well there.
Right?
But
Death Cup.
yeah, it's
Always
it's
nice though. They have such an array of like colors, and even though they're not healthy, if you can get them in there to breed real quick,
yeah,
to get those colors out, that's all you're looking for.
that is a really good thing to bring up to people, is because yeah, the female guppies that you're getting at PetSmart and Petco, they're gonna be like the hand-me-downs, the ones that have sadly been used a lot, so they're gonna be prone to disease. But if they can breed and have babies in your tank, they'll be adjusted to your water, and most of the time they're hardy as hell, like way better than any of the fish that you pick up in the store.
Yeah, man, you
I
can hit him with a
noticed,
hammer.
like that first round of like guppies that we bred, we had to like get rid of a lot of ones that had like birth defects, like crooked spines and things like that. But it seemed like after we did that the first breeding round, we didn't have the issue anymore. It had pretty much, we've gotten it out of our tanks at that point.
Do you guys have are all your tanks community tanks?
Basically now, at one time that they can be switched over to just one fish if I want to up the population of one. But
Sure. But I just mean like you don't have, like a one red devil that you put all your culls in with or something like that.
no, I take the euthanization on myself. I'll put them in water and then I'll freeze them to where that puts
Okay.
them, it basically takes them out, and then I put them outside for
Right.
the kitties to eat.
Yeah.
Circle of life.
Yep. Beauty.
And then here's my kid's bikini bottom. This, believe it or not, you see all those beautiful tanks and whatnot. This tank costs the most money because
All the
SpongeBob ornaments are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And everybody has a bikini
Yeah.
bottom tank.
I was gonna say I have a Squidward house that my kids made us buy.
That tree in the back I actually made. That's a piece of, I want to say, manzanita wood that was cut out to where there's just a piece of the root that where they cut it out and made it look like a little tree. And then I glued some moss on the top of it. It's been
Right,
holding
the
up really
clavicorn.
well.
awesome.
Yep, and there's all the dudes that are always picking on everybody. That's the Tetras. They used to hang out with all the other community fish, but they had to get their own tank.
You know
Can't
what?
believe you let those snails run around like that.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, whenever you set up a tank and you get it all nice, I always love it because it looks so great. But then I also love like what you just showed us, the tank that you just throw everything in. Like
Yep.
the plants aren't planted, they're just floating, but it's all overgrown. It looks like a jungle. It's just my favorite. Like that there with the whatever that is, Java moss, Christmas moss,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
whatever it is, and all the guppy grass. It's great. Love it.
Really, really good for the fish. There's going to be a lot of microorganisms in there to feed them and just make them want
Yeah.
to pump out some babies.
Absolutely.
That's always my goal. Because I mean, when we move out of here, I'm going to want to step up to the 300 and the mega tanks and put all these community fish into one. Like I do love nano fish, and I really do want a massive tank of nothing but nano fish, like 1,000 nano fish in one tank.
Right.
Set up habitats for each one of these guys in corners or in the center of the tank.
It's also fun, when you can get those big tanks, you can do like the nano schools. So you have, different schools of everything going around that normally you wouldn't put the same tank. But since you have so much area, you can. So that's always
Right.
fun to do
They can
also.
cohabitate.
Yeah.
I just love like 1,000 of those pygmy spotted rasboras or the Pseudomagil luminatus together.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing looking. Nobody would ever buy a tank and set it up like that. You'd have to breed because that'd be way too
Right.
expensive to buy that many fish like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've seen all them
Feature-
saltwater crazy people. They spend like my sister's boyfriend's brother has just this amazing saltwater tank that he does nothing but screw because he's always adjusting something or cleaning something or algae's getting away or some corals getting plugged in, but I can't even imagine how much money he's got. He's got more lights, more money invested in lights than I do lighting up my garden.
Yeah, saltwater is a deep hole that you fall into. Yep.
But the upkeep on those tanks is so much easier.
Yeah.
Once you get them established, it's easier.
I had a 30-gallon tank. I did a water change at 3 months, a water change at 6 months, and from then on I topped it off for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm. It can be
That's
done. You can even
I have
take
read-
the filter out. There's people that do some crazy. I believe in it too. I mean, I've pulled my filter out and put it back in a few times, just because I got scared. The fish were fine, but I'm like, I like that oxygen. I like it in there for the plants. Really, I mean, I don't want them to sit in a stale water. I think they'll grow a little better with water movement and oxygen.
Guaranteed, man.
Well, salt water does evaporate rather quickly. So when I say like I had a 30-gallon tank and I didn't do water changes, but I just topped it off, I was giving it about a gallon every day and a half. And that was in Florida where it's already humid as hell and you don't have as much evaporation as some of the drier states.
Right. I mean, the lights on a saltwater tank also are more equivalent to what we have over our plants.
Grow lights.
Yeah, like they get hot and they make the water evaporate. Like say it's salt water, so it But I know I've read and seen videos of people like that have really old reef tanks. That have like someone will have like 100-gallon reef tank that's been set up for 20 years and they've only ever done top offs. I mean, only.
Yeah, they've only ever just had water. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah,
And
when you say that is funny, because like my brother-in-law, he does like a propagation thing down in the basement where he props corals and shit. And he's got a 600-watt metal halide above. That evaporates quick.
Now, bear in mind, I'm sure he does a lot more with his tank and the tank cleanliness than just topping off.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're doing propagation and corals, especially like when you start getting into harder corals, like that's when you're gonna actually have to start like paying attention. But if you just got like your small little like home soft corals or no coral and it's just fish and live rock, you're good to go.
I keep hoping I'm gonna come across somebody in the community here in Michigan that does frags, because that's like the only way I'd be able to really get the kind of saltwater tank that I want without spending a ton of money. But I'd
Yeah,
love to do saltwater one day.
yeah, I was spoiled when I was doing it. I was in Florida, and I mean, we're coastal. I mean, it's really easy to either get what we want, literally just special order to a store, um, and we can get it that way. There's a lot of people doing coral in Florida.
Yeah,
Like I
I
but
have
said,
to
the
talk to you. I have to talk to you, Abolished. I know the guy I was talking about, he used to frag out and actually mail coral to people. So, and I know I could definitely get it hooked up cheap. So, when you're ready for that, man, hit me up and I'll see what I can do for you. I'll put a bug in his ear right away. Get some stuff.
I mean, all you buy is like a little tiny plug.
Mhm.
But
All I
I
gotta
don't
do
know,
is talk her into let me have another like
saltwater tank.
wall space. I
You
mean,
know
we're
what
not
they
giving up
say?
the hallway. I might as well just fill it with a row of tanks.
They
I mean,
say,
hey, if you really want, I got that big aquarium. You buy that, I'll get it
Oh,
loaded up
geez.
with the coral, and we're all set.
Whoa now, whoa now.
just remember that all coral only costs $20.
at least. So hey, what do you got going on in your garden there, Abolished?
Oh,
The
let's
ones that are out of water.
got our normal two strains that are always around are our OG, which is that's been with me since before I started growing. It was actually handed down to me by a grower called the Magician, and he died here in the last year. So rest in peace. And I'm carrying on the his legendary strain, which was a cut of cheese, but I renamed it the Abolished OG. I'd say about 5 6 years ago, because every cheese that I would try in the store didn't have the same like flavor profile or effects or anything. I just didn't feel that it gave it kind of mixed it up too much, so I renamed it.
It also is really different than it used to be when it came from him.
Right.
Yeah, it
Like,
is. It is really wild how different it
Because
is.
he kept growing it as well. And
Sure.
it was just very different.
you know, we this has come up like every episode for the last several weeks. I feel like how you can take the exact same cut of the exact same plant. We could all, every single one of us on the panel right now could have it. We could all take it home. We could all grow it, come back, in 6 months to compare, and everyone's would be different. It's just like the environmental factors. I mean, every time it's come up, I always think of rainbow fish, like out in New Guinea or something like that. I mean, to where they define them scientifically, they're the same fish, but up one stream they're orange and blue, and up the other stream they're red and green or what, you know what I mean? But
Yep.
DNA wise, they're defined the exact same, but they're clearly not the same. So I just genetics.
It's wild. We get to see it in a ton of cuts because our community there, we swap, our genetics from all the time. Like I get to taste the sour melon and the OG from all these guys, and each one has just a little bit different flavor to it than how we grow it.
But they're not all running the same light or the same nutrient line, correct?
Yep.
No, different.
So that would also have
Part of
to
it.
definitely be a big variable, how they cure it, how long they cure it before they even let you try it, there's a lot of variables that will come with that one plant, even if you gave it to everybody on the panel. Each one of us grows differently, cures differently, we'll end up with a close but different product, realistically.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, altitude, longitude, latitude, I figure everything kind of has
I mean, if you want to go on that aspect too, we could plop one on a ley line, see how it does.
We should.
We should.
Anyway, sorry, go on there, Abolished. So what were you into first? Fishing or the fish keeping or growing?
Believe it or not, I'm just now getting to 1 year fish keeping myself.
Okay.
I picked it up really, really quick thanks to people like Father Fish. Like
Yep.
I didn't get sucked into the money trap that most fish keepers get sucked into,
Hmm.
and then just kept practicing his methods and trusting in it, and it makes it to where fish keeping is not, it's not any kind of extra work. It's just an enjoyment. I can enjoy
Yep.
when I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, see, so for me, it's would be the opposite, right? I've been a long time fish keeper, but just in the last, 6 months, I've started actually growing, and I love it. I mean, I not to talk too much, but I just think it's so cool to watch it grow. Like with fish keeping, you get the fish, they're super fun to watch, and then they start breeding,
Hmm.
whether intentionally or unintentionally, and that opens up a whole new world, because then it's like it's something something you think is already really fun, and then somehow it turns up to 11, right? So it's like the same thing, if we have house plants around the house and they're fine, but I don't know.
Something about walking in and seeing baby fish in your tank after you've been keeping these fish for so long. It just gives you a special kind of feeling that it's hard to explain unless you're a keeper and you've had it happen. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I
I always
see.
thought it was I always thought it was neat too, like just to kind of like when you're growing your plants, man. When them guppies start coming in, you start seeing the colors of them. That's part of it too. To see all the colors that you have bred in, and all the. I think that's part of the neat part of it too.
Right. I mean, I exactly, like you see the little guppy and you're like, oh, I can see some little spots on there. It's going to look pretty cool. And it's like the same thing with our plants. You know what I mean? It's like you get to a certain point and you go into pre-flower and you're like, oh boy, I'm starting to see little pistils here and there. And this is real exciting. And then it's just like every day you see it grow and get bigger and so on and so forth. And it's awesome.
But yeah, just pay back to the OG before I get too far. I want to
Yeah.
take out
Sorry.
fish all the time myself too. But the OG, it's been with us or been with me for I'd say just about 12, 13 years, probably almost 15 years. I don't know, I lose track of time. Been growing for a while, and then, like I said, I've been smoking it before I grew it.
I was gonna say, I think when we got together, you were saying 15 years, so it's been longer than that. It's closer to 20 now.
Probably.
Yeah, so the OG is one of the most like medicinal strains for myself, and it seems to be that way for most of our patients as well. So it's definitely the reason why he's kind of hung on to it for so long. It's
Mhm.
amazing for like pain relief, um, sleep, like it's hits like an indica, but it is also really, really good if you're having like inflammation issues.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it just specifically the OG, or is it anything with like the OG crosses, or
we haven't had the genetics tested to see where it came from, but we do have we've had it tested as far as like THC and terpenes, and it's really interesting that it's an absolute THC hog. It has zero CBD in it, but it doesn't induce anxiety because it has a lot of pinene in it. We believe it's really, really unique. It's absolute a lifesaver for women when they have their menstrual cycles, stuff like that. My patients are 95%, 90% women. So the OG is just crucial to them. If I ever lost them, I'd probably lose my patients. Like she's like she's
It's, I
no
mean,
shit.
no, yeah. It's one of those that's like super important. We keep it high priority. It's always going in the garden,
Mhm.
because it's medicine for so many.
yeah, I was wondering. I'm using a strain right now. I was growing out some Purple Fantasy #1, which is very OG heavy leaning, and
Mhm.
I do find the same thing. It's very, very medicinal. I have a lot of aches and pains, so that's what I use it for. And I didn't know if with your patients, if it was just that OG, or if you can get it with other OG heavy lines, or if that'd be real curious to see if just something real OG heavy would, if you could find something comparable.
I'll have to get it to you because it's a killer of inflammation too, because its second highest terpene is Mercy. It's just a really good strain for a lot of my patients. But for myself, I gotta have my sour melon. I love it. Uh, it has the 818. You guys talked about the headband a lot the last few weeks, and this one has the 818 headband in it, and that's the one that I'm really really fond of. I really have not had a good tasting headband variant, even the 707 and the different ones that are even the ones that are just named headband in the store. They've tasted like hay to me.
I'm doing the 818 right now.
Oh yeah, she's good. She'll test over 30%, dude. She's a killer.
She's stinking really, really well.
That the terp profile in the 818 is like what I crave, and the only reason I gave up the 818 for the sour melon is just because yield. And also the 818 is an absolute. I like to say it's not an IG friendly strain. It likes to grow fairly ugly until the I'd say like week 5, and then once it's all budded up, it's beautiful. When it's growing, it's all straggly looking.
Right. Actually, mine was pretty stacked. I do a lot of topping, so
Oh, you
it
feed it
keeps
really well.
it keeps it stacked, you know. So, but I mean, I actually have clones of that because I was pretty sure I was gonna like it. Like I said, I'm a big headband fan. Even the blueberry headband that they had for a little while, I dug that. So, you know, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep this strain around. So, I mean, you can always talk to me afterwards if you ever wanted the 818 back.
I probably will want it back because I've
Um,
been messing around with pollen chunking and stuff like that. Uh, I have 2 different projects. The abomination, which is being grown by uh, a few different people out there. I don't know if they want. Yeah, I guess Goodrich Grower on. Or no, he changed his name now on IG. I cannot think of his new name. I'll have to look it up. But he's testing out the abomination, which is my abolished OG times amnesia haze, and that was actually from a late stage herm. And he's not the first person that's tested the strain out. And right now, I'd say we're somewhere around like 20 people that have got nothing but females out of it. So we're wanting to say it's feminized, and we haven't had a herm or anything like that. And I've seen a lot of people in chat say they've had similar situations and they're scared to pop those seeds. Like take that into your data. It might be worth popping because everybody that's ran the strain, it's came out really really good looking, and they smoke it all before they let me try it.
Yeah, somehow it never gets back to us. I'm like, I don't understand. Like,
How are you gonna send me pictures for 2 months and then I don't have any when I come and see you a month later?
I feel like every
That's
time I
messed
give
up.
a pet to somebody, that's how that ends up.
I
it's
imagine.
not normally that way. We pass cuts around a lot.
Mhm.
We've got a really good crew with the Michigan Bros Grow Show, and shout out to everyone over there. And normally, like, this group's great about swapping everything and giving back and making sure that everyone's really well respected. So I always appreciate that.
Mhm. And then other than that one, I have one of the pollen chuck projects going in my room. It's in flower right now. I think she's around week 3 or 4. It's Fire and Flames from the company I used to work with, Canna Queen Genetics, crossed with Pineapple Sorbet from the company that I work with now, Mantis Genetics. And it seems to be like keeping all the traits that I really, really wanted of the Fire and Flames. It was really, really unique that she would not stretch at all when you flipped her to flower, and she would finish in 7 weeks. There wasn't not, it was done, like it was ripe in 7. But because of how short she
Just a little
stayed,
bush.
she was terrible to run in a multi-strain garden. You were almost guaranteed to mold her out if you were running VPD.
I've not heard of this Fire and Flames strain before. Can you tell us more about it? What were
Yeah.
the traits that you were looking to pull out of it into the next generation?
So it's in its lineage. From what I remember, it had the triple OG in it.
It's
And that,
Miami Heat background.
yeah, but the Miami Heat backcross, that comes from the triple OG. And the reason I bring that one up is because that's one of the few strains at the dispensary that I've actually paid $400 an ounce for because it was that good. It is just absolutely caked out. It is amazing tasting. If you can get a hold of the triple OG, it's worth picking up. people in Michigan, the store that had it, and they've had it a few times, is Herbal Solutions in Ypsilanti. It's pretty good. They've always had some good flour there.
Okay, that's interesting. Anytime I hear a little bit of breeder talk, it piques my interest a little bit. Try to fancy myself as a bit of one. Just fun talk.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it. That's for sure. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, I'm gonna grow a herm or something like that, and everything's working out. Just trusting my gut.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I remember the first time I took a chem dog and an Afghani, I was looking to make more chem dog seeds, hoping to pull some of those out of the F1 generation. And those first seeds, they were just so dark and tiger striped, I remember, and popped them out of the buds and just like, fuck yes, like this is. And then it's like an addiction. We were talking about how that is with like fish tanks. Same thing with like breeding, same thing with tattoos. There's so many things in life where it's like once you get one, you're just, yeah, I need more and lots of them.
I still don't know how I got that under control. It was getting bad for a minute. Luckily, I had family that wanted fish tanks, and I could get rid of them right when I checked myself.
I got a garage full of fish tanks if anybody wants one.
Sure, man. You'll drive it, right?
From 2.5 gallons all the way up to, let's see, what's the biggest one? 40 breeder. I have a couple of those in the garage too.
Dude, like
I got
the
lucky. I
price
just
of
never had
weight,
enough spot to put them.
the
Everything
price of
would be-
weight of shipping would be ridiculous.
You know
I
what?
had access to a 200-gallon Italian glass aquarium, but it weighed so fucking much, and it was on the second floor that like I didn't even want to attempt it. I can only imagine how much it's actually worth, but I was like, you know what? Nope, not even doing it.
You know, if the tank is under is 55 gallons or less, it's easier and cheaper to just go buy a new one. Because Petco has $1 gallon sales so often. I mean, you can go and get you can go and buy 10 gallons, $100.
That's like half my gross ship, man. I would ship out, but the price would cost me to send it because everything's kind of heavy. If you think about it, it would be easier for them just to buy another one, especially a brand new one, never mind a used one.
Yeah.
Especially when you start talking ballast. When you start talking ballast, those things get heavy.
So what's going on with these prizes tonight, fellas? Don't we got a few things to give away?
Yep,
Yeah,
we do.
The guy in charge is.
Yeah, Drizzt's working on that behind the scenes right now, trying to get number generator, wheel spinner, mabobber thinger going on. Too far technical for my abilities.
Jeez.
We're going to get that going on. We've got like last I heard, I think it's something like 20 packs of seeds and a few other goodies to give away. So as soon as you're able to. Oh, and Sam, you're going to boof to do for us too?
We got a sexy calendar that we'll be giving away as well.
Yeah.
Did all of you profit wearing your hat there and just.
No, it's all of us, guys. I got pictures of all of you.
Only wearing that hat.
No, all in your special times, but it's for the last person that survived this whole show. Everybody just jumps off real quick. Gone.
Goodbye.
I thought of a joke yesterday while I was watching you Caribou on the late sesh, which was awesome. Everybody, let's round of applause for our captain, oh captain.
Right.
But now I can't remember what it was, and I was really gonna tell our main squeeze hurting for a split.
What in the fuck is that? Why do you even bring it up if you forgot?
I was gonna ask. I am so glad you did.
I'm trying. Okay, this is it. I'm planting the seed in my brain, and then it'll grow into the joke.
Dude, you had hours.
Hey, cállate.
All right.
It'll come back to me.
That's like me during pretty much every show, though. I'll sit here listening to you guys talk, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to say something. And I'll be like sitting there trying to hold on to it. And then it's just the conversation moves so fast and something else comes up. And I can't hold on to more than one, maybe 2.5 thoughts at a time. Yeah.
I won't lie. I almost thought about writing a few of them down, just so I could be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to ask that," you know. But I'm not there yet. I won't submit.
I think I
Almost
actually
have
did
to.
used to do that at one point in time, and then I'm too much of a slacker to go find a pen and paper beforehand because it's just fuck a pen and paper.
I'm an artist. I got a pen and paper everywhere, dude. I got a whole.
Totally a great idea. Man,
Like,
I swear,
seriously.
there's been times I was gonna
You know
drop
what I'm
straight
saying?
out of college and forgot.
I got pen and paper everywhere.
No, you don't, Prophet. Don't lie.
I do. I'm an artist. There's fucking pen and paper everywhere.
Why isn't there anything drawn on that motherfucker? You ain't no artist. You got a bunch
I
of
got-
blank paper. How you gonna be an artist?
You got me there. I haven't drawn on it yet, you dick.
You can't see it, Fluffy? You need to get your eyes checked. It's just like when Sequence is on the late sesh, man. You can't see it, it's your own problem.
I just had a thought. Has anybody heard from Johnny and Dick Pick today? Because I know Dick Pick went down to his house and partying with Johnny. I imagine that was probably a train wreck because I haven't heard fuck all from any of them.
I heard from him before that, but nothing after.
He just sent us a group message while the show started and said it's kind of hard for him to function at the moment.
It's
But you
always
can't
hard
wait
for
to
him to
watch it.
function.
No, this was DP sending that. Saying
Oh, that's a problem.
that. So they must be
Johnny's out. He can't even type right now.
They're on a couch right now watching this shit. Both of them like slobbering on each other.
What I was hoping, because I knew Johnny was going to get good enough up for today, I was hoping to fire up the Zoom and just throw the controllers over to him so he'd just run around on his phone because I think they had something planned at the grocery store that he was at today. And just let Johnny do his thing and just get out of there and have nothing to do with it myself. It would have been brilliant because Johnny's a fucking riot.
He would have got lost in the woods, even if there were no woods.
Yeah, but we would have filmed the whole thing and had it live streamed, and it would have been brilliant.
It would have been awesome, but we would have had no idea where the fuck he was.
But we would
I just want to. I wanted
Yeah,
to
we
bring
would.
attention right quick to Prophet's wonderful wife.
Hi,
You're on
Prophet.
mute.
How you doing? Happy 420.
Thank you. Hi.
I didn't even know she was there. Thanks,
Do
Bees.
you partake?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I
Dude.
will, only today though.
Right on. Okay, so hey, everybody, this is what we're gonna do. Are we all familiar with The Price is Right? I don't have chat pulled up, so someone relay what they're saying. Thumbs up, chat. We all know The Price is Right.
Well, if they don't like it,
They're saying
gonna-
kiss my ass, Bees.
Good. Okay. Then this is what we're gonna do.
They deserve a prize, though. That's a great.
I think somebody called you a boomer.
Good. So listen,
An elder millennial.
Not you.
bid,
I know.
you say your number of what you think it is. So the person closest without going over wins. Okay? So what we're gonna do, someone on the panel is gonna have a timer out, and we're gonna give everyone in the chat 15 seconds to pick a number between 1 and 666. You dig?
Dude, I watched them do that last night, and it was
how
like
bad?
a
That's why-
lower
that's-
number, and
that's
it
why
took
they
them forever. And you're
that's
asking
why
them to
they
do 666 goddamn numbers.
I'm not
That's why
even
they-
willing to look at the
Listen.
numbers on the screen at this
Yeah.
point. My eyes still feel like slots in a pinball or one of those slot machines, for fuck's sake. Just
That's acidine. We wouldn't
So-
even be able to keep up with that.
Listen, after
well, but you
15
have to
seconds.
because Beazle just told you to.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
after
don't have to
15
listen to
seconds,
him.
I need somebody with a computer to write stop in the chat. Between start and stop, whoever's closest without going over will win the first pack of seeds. Comprende?
So you
Yeah,
want
okay.
somebody else to deal with that madness that you just laid upon this us, right?
Well,
Because you can't
unless-
do it.
Do you want to do the number generator?
No, hold on. She's jumping in. She's a computer whiz. All right.
She's the best.
Obviously.
Can we do that? Are we all on the same page?
Okay.
Panel.
Oh,
This
well-
is the live chat. That's not the chat. This is the live chat. Hold
Who's on
on.
that
So,
one?
Hey,
so the
you just
first,
gotta pay it. Hold on.
We need to get Skillbo up here as Chip Taylor.
All right, here we go. All right,
Okay, so not yet. We don't even, they don't even know what they're getting yet.
don't even know. You already got numbers. You already got numbers spitting out here, dude.
Well, hasn't started yet. We haven't said
Okay.
okay.
You tell me
So-
when.
We'll say the first pack to go out is from our own beloved hypothetical. Are you there?
Nice.
Hype? Come in,
Hey, what
Hype.
happened to the wheel generator we saw earlier? Actually, because that was kind of neat. Is
Well, I
it
think
just
Driz broke it.
It's hard to put a whole bunch of
Dritz
names
broke
in there.
himself? Oh,
We don't-
we just had the
It's
call upon him.
coming. It's coming. Give me a second.
Okay, that's cool. We'll
Like
just do the
God, we
first
just
one.
had the call upon him. See, now we just gotta lay back. Everybody
But
stop
first off,
guessing numbers.
Wait, hey, I before we go on to Drizzt's thing, that'll actually work really well. I have no doubt. I want to see Sam's train wreck first. I kind of
Okay.
wanted at this point. Sam, please.
I'm kind
Okay.
of vested in this. Let's go.
So hypothetical has sample packs. So he's giving 2 seeds from each strain of his catalog, correct? Okay. Would you care to list those off?
That's badass hype. Thank you.
All auto, all fem, so that everybody knows.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
We don't want
Yes,
that.
they're all auto flower.
I
They're
have-
all organized. So for your high THC ones, you'll have Canon Co. and Resin Auto, and then you'll have 4 1-to-1-ish, the elevated CBD line. Oh God, what are we doing?
He's
I think Dritz took over.
Somebody broke it.
Dritz took over. Oh wait,
Keep going.
Yeah.
Hype. Just pretend like it never even happened. Keep going.
wow, man, that was a quick dominance.
But my brain just broke. All right, so of the elevated CBD line, there's CBDs, C Berry D, Hashing Got CBD, and the CBD method. And all of those are the 1-to-1 THC to CBD ish. And there will be 2 of each. So a total of 12 seeds.
which is super cool. We're all, or many of us here in the panel are growing one of each of those, if not multiples. So super cool.
Hey, am
Okay.
I allowed to enter this? Because I'm not growing any of Hype's genetics right now. And
I
maybe-
don't see why not. I mean,
Damn. Okay, maybe I will. No, I won't.
okay,
But anyways, Hype, hook me up. I need your genetics.
so everybody pick a number between 1 and 666. Okay, now you'll have 15 seconds. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. I'll just watch the time too here. Let's think. How was everyone's day? It was cold here. It snowed.
Is
Shut up,
everybody
I'm
getting the
counting.
numbers
Shut up, I'm
in?
counting.
Is it almost 15 seconds yet?
I don't know. Fucking like 8.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't work on the chat as well because the chat's like 30 seconds behind us. So it's
That's all right. Okay, hit stop.
Well, everybody's spitting out numbers. I feel like it's been about that time in like 3, 2, 1. All right, we're stopping at painted. All right, so from
Okay, I'm
painted
going-
lady on up, do you want the numbers?
I'm going to generate a number now. Are you ready?
You didn't even have a number? Okay,
2,
good.
1. Can you see the number?
Yup.
67. So the person
Jesus.
closest to 67 without going over.
Without going over. All right, hold on.
And if someone has duplicates, it's the first person that got it.
All right, hold on. I might have one. Relax. Wow. Of course, he's got to be a tactical dick, but. All right, I honestly, all right, so it's Mr. Rod's at 59.99.
Ah, that's
yeah.
pretty close. Cool. So Mr. Rods, go ahead.
The next one would have been Crazy Pop Mom at 18. Everybody else was way over.
Right on. Okay. So Mr. Rods, go ahead and contact Hypothetical on Cannabis, and he will hook you up.
Insult you and send you seeds.
You're supposed
Right
to
on.
say, Mr. Rods, come on down. Come on, man. You got to get into it.
That's a copy of what to eat. Got to eat some
Yeah,
Philly
it does
Farms.
say copy of what to eat, but
Oh,
are
Family
you ready for your
Farms.
first
Nice.
spin?
Yep. I hope lobster comes up. I'm starving.
All right, here comes the first spin.
Just me, or is that thing really fucking loud?
Loud. It might be me. Hold on. Let me try to turn it down.
Spartan wins the
Spartan.
first pack.
Of course, he comes all dominant. This is Sparta.
Oh, what? All right, what did Spartan win, and how does he get it?
Chlamydia and seeds.
So he's going on
No.
a date with your mom?
Yeah. If you want super chlamydia, but we're talking about regular chlamydia. He's got to work his way up.
All right, congrats to Spartan.
So that's gonna be Beazle. What did he win?
Unmute.
Say it again now.
How
After you
about
unmute yourself.
How about the other pack of hypotheticals, genetics? We all know Spartan likes to play with autoflowers from time to time.
That'll work.
That works.
So D Spartan DM hypothetical on Cannabuzz, and he'll hook you up. Or
And if not, we'll get you his email.
yeah, either that or DM Beazle there.
Yep.
G-Moff said, this shit's rigged.
So, do you plan on using your fish water abolished, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have already put it in like some kind of barrel and brought it over there, but Miss C has an amazing collection of house plants that are definitely becoming the new addiction of the house. Like, we're losing fish tanks and gaining house plants, and those
Right.
take a lot of water. So basically, even with the 6 tanks here or whatever, any kind of water that comes out of them has to go in there. So we haven't had any to spare, but like I said, I'm bringing 2 tanks over there to the grow, and I'm gonna start doing at least watering my young plants with them, because it's not going to be a ton of water.
Yeah, during COVID times, he started collecting fish. I started collecting more plants, and now we found a way to like work them together. So
Perfect.
Yeah,
What?
she's got oh, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I was just gonna say she has a decent amount of pothos now that I've been really, really eyeballing, because I like all the fish from like LRB, where he's got the pothos just going crazy across the top of a bunch of tanks. Like, I'd love to connect all my tanks in a room together with a pothos plant. And shout out to Madame Euphoria Farm. She hooked us up with a variegated one, and that's the one I want to do.
Yeah, she gave us a couple of cool ones.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have a 30-foot long pothos that I stole from the bank in town. They were like, oh, I get whatever cash in my paycheck or doing whatever I was doing. I can't remember. Like, oh, do you need anything else? I was like, well, see that plant over there on the shelf way up there with the, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, can I just like clip a piece off of that? And they were like, what? Like, yeah.
I just started carrying like scissors in my purse and just,
Yeah, she comes home with random cuttings. There's probably random businesses out there that are missing parts of their plants.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny. That's how I ended up getting my wandering Jew for my wife. We're walking along the neighborhood, and we have a church outside, and had wandering Jews out the front. So we stole wandering Jews from the church. But yeah, man, you always got to walk around with your scissors. You never know when you got to take a cutting. Right.
Well, see, I don't know how you do it in the summer over there, Abolished, but like around here. So, okay, first of all, I grew up out west, right, in the desert. So there's not a lot of water, running water. And if there is, there's not a lot of plants, because usually it's like, rapids type canyon mountain, So now I live out in the Midwest, and there's water everywhere. And like, I can go out in the summer and I can pick myself some Vallisneria and or you know, Sagittarius, and I can go out and I can pick some Ludwigia, and you know, like
Really?
I can go out and I can get, oh yeah, man, you should try it. I guarantee you can find it too. Just go out to some local waterways and look around. I mean, just quarantine it. And I still have some Vallisneria that I've had for like 3 or 4 years that we got out of a local lake. Just some that was washed up on the shore.
Yeah, but I come from a boating family, but I wasn't into fish keeping until COVID. So I've never even like looked down in the water and thought, hey, I could probably grow that plant or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing it now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a little surprising to me. You know, you started up kind of that whole frugal force thing. You think that would be something, you know, for your fish, as long as you're doing freshwater, that, you know, it should be something that would be right up your alley to find something that way.
Oh yeah, the frugal forest system. I mean, I think it would be amazing set up with like some. I think if Potent Ponics Steve got a hold of it and put it an aquaponics like type whatever dual root zone
So-
system with aquaponics underneath with the Coco Loco and just the frugal forest flow, like how that system runs, it would be amazing. But
Can you-
I said if I put a fish tank underneath or like any more water, like it'd probably collapse. I'm already at too
Yeah,
much weight.
I'm already worried about how much weight we have
Mhm.
with our
So
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask. So basically, you're not doing aquaponics because it's not a connected system. You're just feeding him the water out of the fish tank, right?
If when I'm able to, yeah. I at the grow right now. I just use I hook up a hose to the faucet, and I have a RV filter that'll take out the chlorine. Toss that in my wicking bed and walk away for a minute. Fill her up.
So are
Sometimes-
you going to throw your fish water down into your wicking beds?
Yeah.
Are you, so you're not worried about about that water sitting around for too long, you know, inside that system before it gets used up?
No, because even if it like the whole like stuff getting quote unquote gross or whatever, I'm not necessarily worried about that because I'm always trying to culture as much microbial density as I can. And like I really don't like to move any like when I set up an area or a wicking bed or whatever, it absolutely pisses me off if I have to like reset a pot because the pot broke down or the wicking bed broke or some shit like that.
The other thing is the plants wick it up so quickly. That's something that somebody's like asked us before is like, how do we keep our water from getting gross? Is we truly let the pots really dry out before we ever fill that wicking bed again. And so they soak it up pretty fast. It doesn't sit around.
Yeah, a lot of my Padawans and I say Jedis that been practicing the system for a long time. Even myself, I don't think we've ever let it go to like the maximum amount of like how dry it can get. We let it get super dry, but we always end up watering because we're scared that the plants are gonna die. But I swear them pots can get as dry as like to where they're super super light, like, and that's a 15-gallon pot.
Yeah, I
talk
just
about-
whoop, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Beast.
I was just going to ask him if he could elaborate more on the frugal forest.
Yeah. So to start people out, because it can actually we've got it set up now to where it can get pretty advanced and difficult. But when it started out, and how I want everybody to start out is just a basic system, which is like 3 different things, which is your wicking bed, fabric pot. I guess it'd be 4. Your Coco Loco, and I like to cap that with a nice like couple inches thick of rice hulls. And there's people in the forest that use different peat mixes and stuff like that, and it works out for them. But I preach the Coco Loco or the living cocoa in the frugal forest system is just being better for me and better for others. It's just there's more leeway in that, I would say. Like you really can't overwater if you don't have any peat in there. It's just all cocoa where the peat used to be. Like your plant wouldn't perform optimally in this system if you left it sitting in the water the whole time, but you would actually get a harvest still. So it takes out the number one killer of new growers and even experienced growers is not knowing how to water right or overwatering. So this system works out beautiful for so many people.
So
The other thing is it works well if you have the other things going on in your life and you can't water all the time. I mean, we have a family, you know, we're working. There is times that it's not, you know, convenient to have to be in the garden, even though we might want to be. So it's nice to know that we have that flexibility. We are able to, you know, get away if we need to, things like that.
But the premise, after you have those three things, the main thing with this system is that we do our watering from the bottom, except for a few key points. And this is something I really have to stress a lot, because people, they seem to have a hard time finding it when they're learning the system. They get confused with it. They think they need to start butt chugging if they have like a small little clone going into like their 15 to 20 gallon whatever Frugal Force pot. No, at that point would be one of the times that you're going to do a top water. It'd be a really light top watering until that plant can get established, and then you start butt chugging. I'd say most people would consider it a teen plant before you start butt chugging.
Yeah.
And then other than that, the only other time you would do a top water is the one time that we like to add our top dress after we harvest to get things re-going again. And we like to throw a top dress on right before we flip the flower. And those two times is the only few times that we like to do top watering, but we will not top water those. Like say we just chop the plant and we do our top dressing, but that pot's still wet. We would not water that shit in until that pot dried out. You got to wait on that. Don't rush yourself. It'll be fine. You have nutrition in there already. Most of the time, like if you've ran the system for more than a few months or like half a year or whatever, you have nutrition built up in your humic layer, and you can probably end up doing a grow or maybe even two grows without adding any top dress, just doing an occasional top watering to push some of that nutrition from your humic layer down into your pot. We've been practicing a few like follow regiments or whatever, like where we're not doing any kind of top dressing for a few rounds or whatever until we see a deficiency, because we've been running these pots in this soil forever, and we've always consistently followed those. Like we top dressed in the beginning, we top dressed before we went to flower, but it kind of keeps me up at night, or it used to anyways, that like maybe I was overloading my nutrition and I might end up with something, you know, too much of something. Because when we're using these all around top dresses, say like it has green sand in it, that stuff's not available for a year. So say you ate everything out of there, and then a year down the road you have a ton of nitrogen because your all-in-one had green sand in it. It's something we're really trying to monitor right now in our grow, and we don't plan on adding anything else until we see a problem with the plant, and then we'll go from there, and then be, you know, real moderate with how much we put in instead of just going. Our whole thing is we really don't like to measure anything, so we'll just do whole handfuls and throw it in there and go with it.
How do you cover crop anything? So do you have any like you know, green manure that you use, anything like that?
It can be done in the system. We did it in the past, but I went away from it because we believe that the cover crop is more of like a staging point for like pests. Like you're gonna grow thousands of these little tiny plants, and then say once your cannabis plants get so big, they start shading them out. So all these little plants are gonna be stressed out, sending infrared stress hormones, whatever, come and eat me to pests. And those pests are gonna have little staging points to keep attacking your cannabis plant. So I just like the barren wasteland of rice hulls. It's a natural fungus gnat repellent, which is a huge pain in the ass to a ton of people. Subcool had a damn tattoo of it. But I promise you, if you follow the build that I do, you won't have fungus gnats.
I just want to know how bad a fungus gnat situation do you have to be so pissed off that you get a tattoo on? Because I don't give a shit about fungus gnats. You know, they're here. I'm very, very organic. Like I'll just flip a worm bin over on top of my pots and call it a day, you know. So I got fungus gnats. I know this.
This This whole damn system got started for a hate of fungus gnats, man. Like I was at the grocery store asking, like, is there a certain type of soil that I can grab that the gnats won't like? And the guy recommended the Coco Loco. And then I figured out that drying out the top, they didn't like that. So I started feeding from the bottom. Like everything was like to counteract them little assholes. And they do not, it just takes them out.
All right. Fuck them. Just the gnats, they can all leave. I don't have a problem with them really, but you know, just because I'm on your side about it.
Yeah,
okay.
Other than that, that's the real basic frugivore system. After that, you can start getting pretty advanced with doing
right.
high-end top dresses, going out and doing your own ferments, making some Calthos boosts. There's even, you can even bring in bottles, believe it or not, like nectar for the gods. Like once you learn the frugivore system and say you have some experience with nectar in the past, using like their calcium supplements with their aminos and their calcium facilitators like Bloom Chaos, will give you an insane yield in the system, and it will not hinder it in any way because it is an organic line.
Right. Well, don't let us forget, because I would like to continue talking about that. But let's give some shit away.
What are we giving up?
I don't know. Drizzt, how about your sorbet number 4 crossed with KC crossed with GMO Vader cut?
Works for me.
And how many seeds are in that pack?
There's 10 plus.
10 plus regular.
Yep.
Photo period.
Yep.
Who could it be now?
Mr. Supreme Grape.
All right. Mr. Supreme.
Yeah, congratulations, Supreme Grape.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to get the next one?
Contact Drizzt on Cannabis for those. Let's see. The next thing, our good friend 311 is giving away a bunch of fire, but he has a pack of Purple Haze.
All right, here we go for the Purple Haze. Kingfisher gets the Purple Haze.
So Kingfisher, contact 311 and Cannabis. Let's see, what's his name? Advanced _ 88, I think, on Cannabis, or 311 _ mixed up, something like that, on Instagram, I think. But reach out to him. All right, let's see. We have Prophet. Prophet, what did we decide you were going to give away?
He's still looking at it.
I'm sorting through here. All right. I actually didn't realize I had this. All right. So I'm willing to part with a couple of the acid cross with the lamb's breath because I only got like 5. So I'll hand out 2 of those. I got a 5-pack of sour diesel. And what do you think? 5 or 10?
10.
Do a 10-pack of Pineapple Express.
Oh man!
All right, so we'll say the 10-pack of Pineapple Express. Oh, wait, unless Abolished wants something.
Oh no! I got plenty of stuff. Let's hook these people up.
All right.
My Cannabis Journey.
Congratulations.
Hey. Is that our good friend Sal from Sunday?
Could
If
be.
it is,
Could be. Are you gonna remember what the numbers were?
if it is, I'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Profit.
What, those numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get you hooked up with Profit and get some stuff put away. Should we give away one more pack?
One more pack.
All right. One more pack. Well, let's give another one of those away from Profit. What was the 5-pack you said you had, Profit? Sour D. Sour Diesel.
Yeah. Sour diesel.
Let her rip.
Mr. Rod.
Man,
Mr.
making out like-
Rods.
Mr. Rogers is
Making
on
out like a
fire
bandit.
tonight.
Right.
Actually, you know
He's
what?
coming
Shout
in
out-
hard.
Could I shout out him real quick? I was talking to him about building me a fishing rod. I guess that's one of the things he does for making a living.
Is that
And,
why it's Mr. Rods?
I'm gonna
Oh my God.
Mind blown.
Right now,
No.
singing is a perv or something.
Oh my God, I thought the same thing too.
Yeah, no, not just a porn star. But anyways, I'm gonna get him to build me a fishing rod, and I'm really excited about that. Any of you know me personally, it's I'm a big fan of fishing. So, Mr. Rods, you're awesome. Love you. And he's always been a constant supporter of the show since pretty much the beginning. He's here pretty much every episode, so I couldn't pick a better guy to be winning on a hot streak like this.
You know, Caribou, I don't think there's anybody out there who wouldn't look at you and say that they couldn't figure out you swing a chainsaw and love fish. I think it looks like it's pretty obvious.
He can juggle chainsaws. He doesn't swing them.
He can juggle them while climbing up the tree.
He even lets his coworkers drop their chainsaws on his leg.
No, that fucking didn't drop. That got swung like a freaking baseball.
Well, hey,
That thing didn't even break skin, but I still got a big lump just above the knee under the skin where that happened. Like it's.
You lucked out, dude.
No,
yeah,
I
Caribou
did.
almost got his, for everyone listening and watching, Caribou almost got his leg cut off by a chainsaw once.
Yeah.
Only once, though.
Maybe not cut off, but a knife gouging would have been gone. You'd have a hunk gone.
Oh no, I
Prophet almost lost his thumb once.
Thanks, babe.
probably would have took my leg off just at the knee there, right above the knee, looking at where like the scar tissue from under it seems to be, the lump buildup. And the thing that pisses me off is I'm a third generation forestry worker, damn proud of that point. And I've been making a living with the chainsaw for a lot of years and very always proud of the fact that, I maintain safety. I've never been hit with a saw until that. And the saw wasn't even in my fucking hands when it happened. That's what pisses me off. Some other guy that was fucking acting like an idiot coming down a hill, and yeah, but lessons to be learned. I think the look on his face when he realized what happened and crisis averted was almost punishment enough, because I thought the fucking guy was gonna faint.
That's funny.
But
All
anyways,
right. So, anyways,
kind of
back
happy.
to the organic, like Nectar of the Gods. See, I've never used Nectar of the Gods, but I did just start using Foop. What do you know about Foop? Abolished anything?
I know they came out. That's the ones that went pretty hard on like all the other nutrient companies. Was like a smear campaign the other week,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah.
The kind of the things that they said against Nectar, I'd say that's bullshit myself.
Okay. See, I
mean, I have never tested food, but I just know what nectar, like an advanced nectar grower, what they can do with it. It's insane.
What a amateur can do with just their 4-bottle line is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're what do they call that? Spartan line, I think, is the small line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is just, they make it sound a lot harder than it is, man. You just mix that shit up and you throw it in and you're gonna have results. That is good stuff, and it's easy to work with.
He's got it down. Like, it's something that I don't see a lot of the other lines focusing on, and he focuses on that calcium. He uses long chain amino acids, everything he can to open it up to where your plant takes up as much calcium as possible. He even has you flush with calcium, which makes your buds heavier because it's not full of water. It's replaced with a rock. It's not harmful to you.
But it wasn't just a rock. It was a rock lobster.
And a rock lobster.
I gotta say, so
E52 is amazing. That's what I
fucking A right, man. I'm living in my own private Idaho right now. So I'm talking to Sequence Abolished. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's telling me he has like, some ridiculous amount of money in his genetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Sequence should be a legit, like some of these clone banks around here. Like if he just opened up a genetics bank, he would kill him because he's got some of the best fire from around here, not just the hype stuff.
Yeah,
like even the stuff that gets super hype, like apple fritters and all that. He gets all of that too.
Yeah, he's just got tons of clone only type. Anyway, so, you know, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm sure you see, you know, I'm telling him that seems crazy to me as a beginner, you know. However, at the same time, I've bought, you know, close to $200 Plecostomus that I see once when I let it out of the bag. You know what I mean? And it swims off into a hole and I never see it again. So I can understand spending the money on genetics for, you know, these things you want. But so anyway, so I'm saying that, and then I'm like, but you know, then you watch on YouTube, you see what's his name, 2 Chainz, smoking a $50,000 Canagar, and I'm like, you know, I guarantee any of you guys on the Bro Show could roll a blunt that would have danker weed than that $50,000 Canagar, and it would probably taste better, you know, just in a blunt. And and Sequence goes, oh, I don't smoke blunts. I'll gladly smoke other people's blunts, but I think it makes the weed taste awful or something like that. And then I see him posting, oh yeah, bought me and we were over with Abolished and we were smoking all sorts of blunts. It was great.
He enjoyed, because I like to pair my blunts or whatever, my weed, with certain blunts that enhance the flavor. Like the sour melon goes really, really well with the white owl blue raspberry, because it brings out the sourness in even more, like really, really bites your tongue.
Have you tried
I
the white?
I need to drop this one real quick for the rest of our panel here. Did anybody else catch bees over here just dropping shit? Like, yeah, I mean, I was just chatting with Sequence, you know, like on the reg. So like, we're about to lose bees. He's going to be a member of the Michigan Bros before you know it.
He did say,
just wave bye to him.
He did say he could use a secretary like me, but I'm, you know, I can't do that. You, Fluffy,
we're gonna
Caribou, I can't. Come on now.
We're gonna have to have like a show fucking draft, like a show throwdown to see who gets secretary.
If you leave us, we gotta take your balls. It's the rules, man.
What happened? You're trying to type something into live chat and all of a sudden fucking somebody's getting their off. Like,
Fluffy's talking shit, that's all.
The Prophet's got his back, so you know.
I was just talking about how Bees' name dropping is gonna jump ship and go over to the Michigan Bros on us.
He would.
Nah.
He keeps
And I said, if you leave here, we gotta take your balls. That goes for anybody on the panel.
Sam's just using us as a stepping stone to bigger and better things, is what it is.
That one's left in my purse.
Bitch.
No.
Don't worry, Sam. I wouldn't want to be associated with us either, brother.
Nah, it's nothing like that. We all know it.
I know. We love you, man. You're one of my very favorite people. I love you.
I just see Abolished there rolling, smoking blunts, and it made me think about it, because like who doesn't?
Don't let those guys ever tell you that they don't like them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, who doesn't like a blunt? What's wrong with you? Get out of here.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
It actually.
Fluffy, you're wrong. That's fine.
Well, I got you with this one, Fluff. I'm not a blunt fan. I've tried it a few times, and maybe it's something with the tobacco. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have had some nasty ones. That's for sure. Most of the time, the flavors I like are hard to find too. I will admit the majority of blunt wraps out there, they do taste like shit. You really have to like pair things right.
Maybe there's something to that then. Just I've tried the wrong ones. I'd be willing to give that the benefit of the doubt. I remember back at high school when we first started hearing about blunts and like rap music and stuff. I used to smoke backwoods cigars, and I thought they were really great, smelled amazing, and so you try and roll them with that, and those never worked out either.
Cypress Hill started that out, rolling blunts. They were the first people I heard about rolling blunts.
Never been a huge fan of them, because when I see people roll them, they're like pretty much slobbing a loogie in there to get enough spit to twist it up.
And then most of the time it looks like a turd.
Right.
You know what's messed up is my dad loves smoking blunts, but I absolutely despise them, because like you said, it takes away from the flavor and everything, and I'd rather have a pack of papers. But he is all about blunts. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're the wrong generation. Like, I should be arguing for the blunts, not you.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys
You know,
tried the gold papers yet? I got some to ask my my best man in the wedding, and I got like one to try myself. I haven't tried it yet.
that yours is the first I've ever seen.
Oh, okay. They've
So
been
yeah,
around for a few years.
I'm sure. I live in a place where the nearest smoke shop is like 2 hours away that would have anything like that. So
Can I
everything's
please point-
online.
Can I point something out real quick, Sam? So like a long time ago, Lobster called out dab time in the chat, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm down with that, Lobster." And then I forgot to do one because I'm really high. And then a couple minutes ago, I pointed out the fact that I just realized I still hadn't done that dab, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that dab." And I started talking to you guys, and I still haven't done that dab, so I'm gonna do that dab now. Finally, like probably 10-15 minutes later. Cheers, Lobster. Cheers, everybody on here. Thanks for showing up and joining us for the show.
Painted Lady said it looks like we're about to have a threesome porno with Princess Leia.
Yeah, Prophet, you're gonna have to change your name to Big Pimpin' on there, brother.
Right.
Can we get him like
over there?
and all like the rings and shit like that? The cane, like, dude, you got to do it. You got the hat already, Prophet.
I'm guessing he's in trouble, and they both are ready to fucking tear into him as soon as the video ends
Well,
out.
I
So
just
like,
think
we're just gonna.
they should do it on
Gotta
video.
keep that video
No,
rolling.
actually, I'm not in trouble. I haven't done anything wrong today. So
Okay.
yesterday was my birthday. I get like a day or two leeway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, can you slap the shit out of him just because? It'd be fun.
Just because? Yeah, they could.
You know he deserves it. Yeah, him.
No, he gets to slap that
Now
bitch.
hold on. How fucked up was that? That Prophet actually lifted his hand up like, "Oh yeah, I'll smack the fuck out of him."
He knows better.
I ain't stupid. All right, I'm crazy, not stupid. There's a big difference between the two. All right.
Very true statement. Very true.
I think I've seen
Hey, well,
most.
She
there's a
hits
lull
back.
in this shit. Do we have more stuff to give away?
I got a pair of my drawers we could put up for sale.
Dirty ones.
Hell
We
yeah, we do.
haven't given away any of my stuff yet.
Actually, Mr. Rods is gonna get that with his pack of seeds that he won from me.
Yeah, maybe. So I was originally just gonna throw 5 testing packs into the thing, but I think what I'll do is I'll make it 6, but is that right? No, not like 9, but I'll split it up into 3. So I'll give because Spider Girl, that's my new cross into CBD that I've been into playing with. It's Charlotte's Web crossed with a Violator crossed with Afghani, Chemdog Afghani. Playing with that. I got 3 different phenos of that I pollinated. I want to, so I'll give out a pack of that each, and then a pack of each of a Violator F2 cross testers that I'm giving on, and some White Widow Afghani. A pack each of those too. So we can do 3 giveaways now of those, I suppose.
Heck yeah, let's do it up. On your mark, get set.
And I'm gonna do a dab now, finally.
Always the dank genetics. Hooray. Get a hold on Caribou on Instagram or on Cannabis.
Yeah, either or. I'm not sure if we follow each other on Cannabis, but if you, figure it out, Instagram or Cannabis.
Want to shout out the whole crew, MBGS. It seems like most of them are not in the chat right now. Appreciate you guys coming out and showing your producer and favorite friend support.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I just like to say, like, every week, man, you guys come out and support us, and you know what? And we really appreciate that. You guys have been one of my favorite shows for I think pretty much since it started. I mean, you know, I make sure I catch my Michigan Bros show, you know, every week, and some of the other ones I've started slacking on. but you guys are standing tall. So, you know, I appreciate getting to talk to you guys. You know, you're cool as shit to all of us. You show us a lot of support, and, you know, we're glad to help support you guys in the little way that we can.
If you haven't noticed, I've been in your chats like a lot frequent. I enjoy this show. I've been doing the YouTube stuff for way before the Michigan Bros Girl Show. I've been part of many shows and whatever collectives, and I've been pretty burnt out on a lot of this stuff because it's just been an overload of information, and I really don't miss any of your guys' shows. I enjoy them.
Thanks a lot, man.
Here.
Well, you know, that's one thing that we strive is we do not give an overload of information. You are not going to get that on this show.
We used to think that was a weak part of our show, but now maybe it's turned out to be a bit of a benefit.
I'm sure you guys grow dank, and you're just gonna get better as time goes on. Even if you guys aren't super, I haven't looked at a lot of your grows, but I'm sure you guys grow fine. You got stuff to teach people.
Somebody.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, you know, I've just been a general gardener for a long time. You know, I used to dabble in cannabis way back when. I've been doing cannabis for a long time, but you know, for me it was a garden. You know, just generally I like growing plants, so that's always been my thing.
All experience levels are valuable in this. Like I tell her that all the time. She'll say that, oh, you know more, so you should just talk on it or whatever. Like, no. Like, people want to hear your perspective. You'll look at things that I'll completely overlook because I don't think that they're anything important, but they really are. Everybody's perspective is important.
Yeah, sometimes I find it difficult on our other show because I feel like everyone has like so much more experience than I do. And I might not know all the technical terms, but I know what I do and I know what works and what doesn't. And I've been growing now for about 3 years, apprenticing. And it's funny because now most of the time, like, he just kind of will like peek intense, but I'm the one who's like keeping everything going. So
Nope. I make executive decisions, but she does. Like, I do a lot of the heavy lifting, but you do the majority of the
I
work,
actually
so.
moved those pots on my own. So no, you don't. You can't even say
Tell
that.
them about this. Like, I'm pretty proud of you on this because you've been working out and everything, getting all buff.
Yeah, I've been trying to work out and work on some like my strength and things like that. And so one of the things is that with the kind of pots that we use, they're so big that sometimes it's like difficult for me to lift it on my own. I've never been able to lift them on my own, but we actually had to, we decided to move some things around, and we moved some of our really big pots that we've had established for a few years. And I was able to lift them and move them on my own. I only kind of slipped one time. But I was super proud of myself.
Look at that. See, it's not just about growing plants and getting high. See that? You're getting healthy while
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, the kind of growing we do is definitely, you know, there's parts of it that are easier and like a lazy way, but then there's other parts that's really physical and, you know, just the amount, like the pot size you have to work with and things like that. You know, it's definitely got some physical aspects to it.
Yeah, you know, generally for like outside gardening and stuff, I've actually gone away from, you know, trying to use power tools and things and going back to more of just like physical labor, because I downsized my garden. So now I don't need, you know, like a tractor to do it. But, you know, so instead, you know, I'm going more towards the method where I'm not tilling the soil every year. And what I am working, I can work by hand. And it is, you know, it feels better to the soul, really, you know, just get out there and work the land and do some good physical work.
Yeah, no, that's what gardening has been very, very therapeutic for myself. So cannabis has really helped me with my mental health. I got off of my pharmaceuticals for depression. And the biggest thing I think is not just, you know, consuming cannabis, but the actual gardening process and growing the plants has been really nice for me. It's a nice, like, time for me to sort of just like relax and focus in on them and quiet my mind. So
We were talking as a group once upon a time, or maybe not, I can't remember, but I was hypothetical. I don't know if he's still here or not. You still here, right? No, he left. Okay. he was saying, we basically think about it. I mean, we almost worship the plant. We kneel to it every day. We, wash it. We do, all these things to take care of it. And I don't know.
There was a
It's
meme or
just,
something that said back, or it's been around for years. It said that the plant cultivates us, we don't cultivate it. And
yeah,
it really does seem like it's true. The shit was in remote places, and it's got us to cultivate it all over the world.
Yeah,
We
and in
have
reality, what other plant out there gets as much care and attention as cannabis does?
Yep.
There's not a single plant. Even the
No.
crazy people who grow like the super expensive orchids do not put as much time and effort into it as a cannabis grower does.
Hmm.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's the most studied and researched plant in history. And if you think about it, we're just starting to tap into the research, or at least the research that we know of that's been done, right? I'm sure there's a whole bunch of government studies that, back in the day, but in the meantime, what's going on now? Or the next like 5, 10, 15, 20 years or whatever, there's going to be so much going on with this plant. Like it's going to be phenomenal. Already is phenomenal.
It's a really important thing to bring up, and like I see a lot of people getting hung up on the science of today, and I really see it being a waste of time when you can be just upping your skills and figuring out how to waste less water, stuff like that right now, because we really don't have the testing to test the full potential of this plant. Like we don't test everything that's in it. We're not even to the point of testing esters, alcohols, all the stuff that really brings the loudness and that bang in your mouth from the special strains. It's completely overlooked because it's not tested for in our current testing. And then we got people like Lost Leaf here in Michigan, and a few other advocates in the community are complaining about the how they actually test the strains, and they're using like a cheaper way to test, which is plate testing, and it can't tell the difference between a beneficial uh, micro and something that's harmful. So it's just a all around rounded number together. So you're pretty much always guaranteed to fail if you're an organic grower. And a lot of the guys that try to follow synthetic ways are failing like him too. It makes no sense. I have.
Yeah, I think
I was just
once like general testing starts happening with this stuff, I mean, things are gonna like right. I think either we're gonna start growing this plant like way less care because realize that all this stuff we're doing isn't really doing anything. You know what I mean? Which I don't think that's the case because there's such a difference between, your hydro and your organic that there's obviously something to it. You know what I mean? So I think, it's going to be a matter of just plant science, how to steer the direction of what the plant is going to express the most, or to steer the expression of the plant is really that. So I guess basically the same thing you're saying is right. I believe you're right.
it's pretty messed up because it takes a lot of I think it takes a lot of quality out of the market and a lot of healing ability for the patients, which are the main thing. Like I really don't want to shit on like big girls or anything like that, but I really wish they would stick up for us, just like caregivers and patients are going out there and sticking up to keep caregivers around because they know that they need us for the variety. Like it's not smart for them at their level to grow a shit ton of different strains in the same room. You want to have three or four of them, and do a whole room of them monocrop, and you'll pull a lot more weight. You have bills to pay at that scale. It's completely understandable why everybody grows the way they grow at it. I don't want anybody in the commercial game to think that I don't like them or anything like that. Like I have friends like Michigan Matt and stuff. I love those guys. They all grow at big scale.
Yeah, I mean, there's a place for that. And then what I'm kind of hoping for in the future is that, when this plant's more accepted, and say we have our federal legalization or whatever, that, when we start growing like hothouses, man, in the ground, organic, and when it's going to be viable to do something like that at mass scale, and then we can get, you know, better quality out there on a regular basis and more, you know, variety. But like you said, you know, it's about keeping the caregivers around so that, you know, they can make their money now and we can help, you know, do stuff for everybody else who wants to tailor their medicine for them.
It sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but I really feel like a lot of the, because they can't just outright ban us because of how the original law is set up. They're setting up new rules to just kind of just make it to where you don't want to do it no more, basically, and just push you out of your area. You might be too vested into that area. You can't just get up and move to another area that, oh, next year they might outlaw caregiving there. It's getting a little ridiculous. Like, I don't know what people are scared of. Like, I don't think, maybe it's just they don't understand. They've had too many cash cropper friends or people that they know that, because there is like some people that they throw up six, 8 lighters in their basement, and they just pump out garbage, and they actually, like, they're shitty people. I've been around for a while. There's a whole demographic of them, but I mean, I would hate to see the caregivers go. I just feel like we're gonna lose a lot of the healing ability of this plant, and it's just gonna go a route that I don't want.
You know, it'd almost be nice if, you know, caregiver wise, if they would let us go back to the backpack days where, you know, if we could walk in there with a backpack, a truck, a car, or whatever, however you want to deliver, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
you know, walk in there with some testing papers, say, hey, here's my test. I tested it. Here you go. And, you know, and that'd be a way we keep caregivers around without a problem. But we got to get our testing like everybody else. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for everybody. Like, there's no reason to be taking anyone off the table as long as they're growing a clean product.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
would your test paper say?
The other night or whatever, I think not even 5 years ago, when we would go to the dispensary, there'd be at least 5 or 6 different things that said organic or whatever, and it would even have like the caregiver that grew it next to it. And nowadays, like, I don't think I've seen anything labeled just straight organic probably in more than a year. Have you?
We don't really go to dispensaries.
Yeah, it's a once in a while thing, but I always look.
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I haven't been already, right? But so first question is, if you were on an island trapped, I mean, of course you had everything, all the amenities, but you know, your desert island strain. So whether or not that's to grow or to consume, that's up to your interpretation. But what would you take? What would you have?
Abolished OG.
I'd have to go with the sour melon because it's gonna have it would keep me happy, keep me going, and it has the biomass to where I'd be able to use it for other things. The OG really, it's just all bud and a few little sticks here and there. It's not really a super robust plant that you could maybe build something out of.
Okay, sweet. Let's see, what's the next question? What if you were any kind of animal, what kind of animal would you be? This is both of you, of course.
So you're gonna take that one first. I don't know.
I know there's a lot of animals.
I've like hated this question before in, like, you know, school and stuff when people would ask this because I always found it really difficult. I would say for you'd be a fish now at this point.
I don't know. Fish live a stressful life. They're always like, they might get ate. Like,
Exactly, live in fear of getting eaten.
That's right, bro. Don't let her tell you how to live your life, man. You can be your own animal.
yeah,
Right. Lay it down like that.
I mean, wouldn't it be fun to be a bird and like fly around and just poop on people?
I was gonna say my favorite animal is an owl, so I think that would be cool.
There you go. Owls are awesome.
And on that note, I think it's time to give out some more giveaways.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Steve, what we got up next? Let's do 3 more.
All right. DP, who is off in the 4th dimension,
Has anybody heard from them yet? Are they still fucking off in La La Land?
I believe so.
Somebody better go check on them.
They are still MIA.
It's not good if Johnny goes completely MIA like that, I think.
Yeah, but he's done that to me for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's true. He couldn't, he was at work when I tried to nail him down for a pack of seeds. So he couldn't remember what exactly he had, but he said, just say, make sure, write down I have dope shit. So he has some dope shit to give away. Dope, a dope
All
pack
right,
of seeds.
so here's for a pack of dope shit. Fragrant Lilac.
Congratulations, Fragrant Lilac.
Some dope shit.
Yep, get a hold of 71 DPO. And
Probably gonna be like selfie dick pics he's sending out with those or something like that. Isn't he single?
If you're lucky.
I mean, that is how he got the name. He likes to send out dick pics to people. So
I heard that.
Okay.
All right. So what's up next?
So that was Fragrant Lilac or DP. Next, let's give away some blueberry cookies from 311.
Okay.
I don't see my name on there.
Lobster.
Oh.
Lobster.
Rock Lobster winning.
fucking the lobster won some.
That's
Right,
another very deserving winner there. Lobster's always another constant in our chat support. And I'll say thanks for all your support, Lobster.
Yeah, I can't believe we haven't run him off by now.
You would think by now he would have smartened up, but apparently not.
He's got a mean right
hook.
hook.
Got one more up here. Let's go.
Let's see. How about do we give another pack of caribous away?
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
All right. New LE.
Oh, I'm going to guess he's even in Canada too. So that works out. I'm going to save a little bit of money on shipping. So, Noof, you get a hold of me. We'll get you some of that Spider Girl with a Violator F2s and some White Widow Afghani F2s. Oh, yeah. Get a hold of you on Instagram or Cannabis.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Okay, is that 3? We want to do one more? Or are we going to just be good with that for right now?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
All right. How about, let's see. Did you have any more packs you wanted to give away, Caribou? I've lost count.
Yeah, we could do another one of mine.
All right. Another one of Caribou's.
Okay. Tara
boy. Tara Wilson. Congratulations.
Awesome, Tara. And actually, I just tried inviting her in the chat to come on for a visit with us. Have a bullshit. I think that would be another great person to chit chat with.
Yep.
Now, have we brought this up to date as far as who's actually in the chat on the wheel?
It was up till
Supreme Grape is in the chat. He's not there. There was a couple others I noticed who are actually in the chat running right now who aren't on the wheel.
Yeah, because that thing changes all the time, man. You know, I try to keep up, but that it was accurate when we started.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey.
No. I mean, when we just did that last spin.
Okay.
Lobster wants to know how to get his merch.
Let's see. Lobster won the dope shit. No, wait, that was Fragrant Lilac, right?
Yeah.
Blueberry cookies was Lobster, correct? Contact 311 on Cannabis or on Instagram. On Cannabis, his handle's at advanced_88. On Instagram, it's like 3LL_ all mixed up. I do believe.
And when in doubt, just send all your problems to Beelzebub and he'll take care of it.
Yep. That's Sam's job.
Yeah,
I like how we
exactly.
just scapegoat him for everything that happens and then take credit for all the good that happens away from him.
Yeah, that's why we invited him here. I thought we made that clear to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Sam, you can hang out with us, but we're not going to be nice to you.
Yeah, right. That's all good. Dude, at my last job, okay, they hired me and like, okay, I'm just under 6'4", right? So they hire me and like the little lady I'm working with, she's, 4'5", and she's like, we only hired you so you can reach stuff for me. And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. And sometimes I honestly believed her, but
that's hilarious. No, we love having you around. You're a great guy. Great addition to the team.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
And to be honest, tonight's show wouldn't be happening without you. You're the one that dug up Abolished for us, I believe. So, and it's been a great show. And Abolished, thanks for coming on and joining us. This has been great. We didn't do our typical intro that we do at the beginning of the show, so that's Sam's fault. We're going to throw him under the bus for that because we kind of were letting him run with it. But
I was so excited.
Yeah, he did start running his mouth and just didn't shut up for a little bit. So yeah, he did totally ruin the intro.
No, it's all good. I avoid doing an intro like as much as I can, but now it's like that we're having guests all the time. You got to introduce them and stuff like that. It was just once you guys started talking, it went right into the aquarium talk, and I was just like, fuck, I was way more interested in looking at your videos than I wasn't doing an intro at that point or even listening to an intro. Man, you got fish in front of me, like, let's look at it. So yeah, sorry for not introducing you at the beginning of the show though, but I would guess that most of our viewers already have a good idea of who you are.
So I want to talk a little more about fish. I'm sure that's all right with you,
hey,
Abolished.
You got the floor.
And everybody. So, I'm thinking in talking about the bio load to supply your plants with, I know goldfish, of course, they poop a lot, but they also produce a lot of urate, so they can make your water high in ammonia pretty quick, and if your nitrogen cycle isn't in full effect, it would be, but it makes me wonder, like, because you can have a shitload of guppies, and I feel like it would almost be better because you could just keep feeding them. I mean, so long as you're feeding them enough that they're not eating each other, but not too much that you're wrecking your system, that you could probably get more, nutrients out of something like that. What do you think?
So you're talking like the other goldfish? It would depend on how much, because like they have that biofilm that comes off them all the time. It would depend on how like nutritious that is in the water on top of like all the pooping that they do, because they are some poop machines. I don't keep any goldfish myself just because of that film and stuff that they have that comes off them or whatever. I've always been scared to keep them with other fish. They just like bite on everything.
I mean, I've only ever kept goldfish with other goldfish just because. But
oh yeah,
I mean, I've just
imagine those guys with like breeding some plecos in there or something like that. Would be poop city. It'd be such a high bio load.
I see what you're saying with that though, Bees. Instead of having your couple goldfish or whatever, having like 300 or 400 guppies, that much more bio waste is going in rather than the little bit plus the bio slime that comes off of the goldfish. So
yeah,
good night, Indica.
Like I've seen videos of people on YouTube just gardening, growing lettuce or whatever it is, with aquaponics, and usually they have something like goldfish, but it never seems like they're like, you see the first video and they're like, oh, here we are, we're all set up, and they show you the pond and it's like, they got all their little 14-cent goldfish in there, and then but you never see an update of like, oh, how was it 6 months later, was the and so I'm always, it makes me curious. But I mean, so I grew my last plant here. Just I harvested it last month, right? But I mean, I only gave it water from my fish tanks, and only, I fed it with. I didn't have any nutrients line or anything like that. I would only give it stuff out of my filters, squeeze my pre-filters and stuff like that into the water change water. But I mean, my plant, it didn't put on weight like, I wish, of course, but the plant was always healthy. You know what I mean? It was always like a really nice, vibrant green, and it didn't, as far as deficiencies, there wasn't, didn't
So
seem like there was much.
what kind of food were you using? Because it could all came down to the fact might have just been nitrogen heavy what you're adding in there. Like you might
Yeah.
whatever your food, like some of the flake food or whatever can have a decent amount of phosphorus in it for your plants and
Yeah.
potassium.
Well, I use let's see, what am I using currently? New Life Spectrum and Omega-1 is usually what but it depends. See, so I think I was mentioning earlier, I once upon a time I had 12 fish tanks up and running. It was like over 300 gallons of water, and it just turned into work, and it wasn't fun anymore. But everything ate something different. It's like I couldn't put flake food in for my South American cichlids because I just couldn't dump enough food in for them to, you know what I'm saying? They had to have pellets or whatever, but then it's like there's plecos in there that have to eat wood, or they only eat dead fish or some shit, because some of them do. But that's my favorite, by the way. Costomus. That's my jam. As far
All
as
my
fish goes.
tanks are getting to the point now where I probably should start getting some fancy ones because they're nice and aged, so they'd be really happy. My gobies do really well. So
if you want to breed some, I recommend just get some bristlenose. They will.
I heard they blow up like guppies.
Oh yeah, and you can have them all in the same tank. Like I had in a 40-gallon breeder, I had guppies, Paleatus corridoras, the albino bristlenose, and cherry shrimp, and they were all getting their freak on.
Oh yeah, I've seen some pretty profitable breeder tanks that are just straight up plecos and shrimp. They do really. The tanks are dirty as hell, but the shrimp and the plecos, they blow up in there.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of algae, but sorry, go ahead.
That's how you get one of them big dinosaur looking plecos. You leave them in an environment like that. That's when you start seeing, they get those big friggin' spikes that grow on them and shit, because they're healthy at that point. They're loving that kind of messed up environment.
Yep.
Yeah, you do a service if you can take them on, because people been dumping them in waterways. It's like a really big problem in Florida. Them Plecostomus are just wiping out native species.
Yeah, whole environments like going into pristine waters that used to be full of lush aquatic life, and now it's just like stripped clean because that's what happens when a fish can lay 800 eggs and there's no natural predators to eat a bony fish. So
they're basically a tank. If viewers out there know their armor.
Yep, their Odin toads are like the coolest thing to me too. So there's like ancestris, which are the bristlenose. Ancestris means like hook barbs. So right in front of for everyone watching. That's what that means. If you're ever looking at scientific names, never mind. We won't go down this rabbit hole because I feel like we'll lose all the viewers real quick if I start talking about, Leprocanthus, Triactis, or.
I found it real interesting as Father Fish was talking about the other day how people actually cook those guys. They cook them like turtles. Like they flip them upside down. They use the shell, and then they get the meat out of the middle or whatever.
Yep.
I found that interesting. It must be nasty because I know there's plenty of plecos down there and nobody's harvesting them.
Well, dude, there's videos on YouTube of people in Peru. There's like floating farms, floating pleco farms in the middle of the river. And you just like go up to it and they'll just pluck one out of the water for you, like a 2 foot, common pleco. And then for you to take home and eat. Like picking a lot.
I bought one of them fancy like striped like L33s, like the ones that look like zebras or whatever. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that was one thing I think when I got into fish keeping, I thought was totally weird. Was like people who had like the super expensive Plecostomuses. I was like, man, it's such a like lazy fish. It doesn't do shit. It hangs out on the corner all day. Fucking half the time you can't find it because it's buried itself somewhere. I was like, why the hell would I spend any money on this stupid fish? And then in the long run, it's gonna outgrow and probably outlive me.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, yeah. I had like $1,000 in Plecostomus in one tank. And yeah, they're my favorite. I had there's so many Plecostomus that they have resorted to just numbering them. They've given them an L number or LDA, and the numbers are into like the 500s at this point. Okay, so I had L34, L200, L91, L398, whatever the bristle nose is, I forget, but
it's basically like our sports.
It's a rabbit hole.
The fish keeping hobby, like, I mean, it's more than a centerpiece fish. Like you spend the most money on your pleco. Show it. I mean, you never get to show it off because it just hides, but
But when you do see it, you're like, that is so cool.
You're the only person that gets to enjoy it.
Yep.
And what's really funny, like once you really get into fish keeping, then you start keeping like the more different stuff that like is like small and you can't even see. Like, like you'll start doing like your shrimp and all of a sudden you're spending, $100 on something that's like a few centimeters that's like popping along every once in a while, or like you get into like crazy jellyfish and stuff, and it just gets nuts. Once you really get into fish keeping, there is a ton of money to be spent. And on exotic shit you would have never thought you would do it on, like shit that ain't even fish. Like some people, like their plants, their underwater gardens are just gorgeous.
That blue shrimp we seen swim up on camera earlier, that little thing, that's $10. I would not let that go for anything less than $10.
Yeah, exactly.
My worst grade cherry shrimp, I still don't let go for anything less than $5. So they're all tank red. I know they're good and they're healthy.
I wanted to do freshwater like stingrays or just rays in general. And I mean, you can't even touch one for under $150 last time I looked. It was crazy. But I mean, and I was very much ready to like completely change my whole setup, put rounded corners in my tanks, and it was going to get nuts, all for something that I couldn't even afford to buy in the first damn place.
The water puppy, I don't have one of those yet. I still haven't found a big fish that I'm like in love with. I really like,
but it's
like I want to collect.
It's on the list though, isn't it?
I do. I would love to figure out a big fish that I like, but I just haven't figured out one that I want to get a 300-gallon tank for and spend $1,000 a year feeding it.
I know what I get. I just want to spend more money on the grow. Like I don't. Yeah. Like I'm like, really more fish?
Yeah, it got pretty out of hand there for a minute, but I mean, most of these plants started as just like one plant, and then I cloned them or whatever. They multiplied.
Yeah, you just propagate.
Yeah, they're super easy to propagate, especially stem plants. You don't even need to wait for them to root. You just cut a piece off and stick it in the sand.
Yeah. Like all those plants he has behind him.
There were mostly free, so.
Right on. Right on.
All them poor businesses out there.
No, friends and family.
All right, well.
Nobody misses that one little piece that you cut off. Nobody knows.
No one's gonna know.
So let's give the rest of the stuff away. What do we say? We still have Driz. Is he still
This
hanging?
is still here. Right
All right.
now.
Oh, I can't even breathe right now.
That haven't won already. Okay. We have 3 people in chat. So that means I know we have more than 3 gifts left. So let's pick the 3 that have not won yet, which is going to be Hurt Now Burton. You won a prize. Painted Lady, you have won a prize. Family Farms, you have won a prize. Oh, and another one, Ye Motherfucking Ha, has won a prize. So that's 4. Contact Diesel Bub and he'll tell you what you won and get you all squared away. Tell you who to DM to get you all squared away anyway.
All
Hey,
right.
hey, hold on, Dritz. Where you looking? Because my live chat shows me 35 people, and I even
35
got
people watching, not
yeah, but
35
they're
people
screaming.
in
They're
chat.
screaming like straight up right now that like, yo, I'm still here. There's
They have Narwhal up.
yeah, there's lobsters in here. Supreme
Ziggy's
Grape,
Garden.
Hurting Alberta, Crazy Pop Mom, Painted Lady, like
Okay,
Tony
my
Stoney.
bad.
Let all of those
Because
people
when I
know.
go, all I did
John
was go over the
Paquin.
participants.
No,
And
you got
participants
that's
doesn't have those people in it.
oh, there's a participant section. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, you go with the 3 dots on the top on the right, and then hit participants.
Yeah,
I
the
got
program,
live chat and top chat.
the
I
program
get
won't
that.
pick people up unless they type in the chats because it's just to protect people. Like some people like to lurk and be anonymous. But he's doing it right. Everybody that typed or whatever should have popped up in his program.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a time frame or something on that. Because I just saw like Ziggy Gardens pop up, but I know he's been talking for a little bit. Stony Rockefeller's
Ziggy's
been talking
Garden
for
had
a
just
while.
popped up when I got done naming those 3 names, but
Yeah,
he did
I
just
had
pop
5
in.
other people show up after Ziggy Gardens, like Raider, Supreme, Hurtin, Narwhal, Stony, Mad Age,
Yeah,
Supreme
those
Great,
guys.
Painted Lady.
Just a minute. I mean, just a minute ago, Raider wasn't here. Stony wasn't here.
Okay, I'm just
I
making
know
sure.
they're here now.
Super
But
Grape
they
already
weren't
won
showing
something.
up.
Supreme.
Or Supreme Grape already got something.
But I'm just making sure. I'm not on the wrong chat here. I could be on a totally different day.
No, I get it. There's a lot more in chat now than there was when I was doing this.
I love how nothing can ever just be simple on this show. It turns into a shit show no matter the simplest fucking thing.
Dude, we're stoners, okay? And, basically we jumped onto a speeding train and we're doing our best not to crash.
Yeah,
Hey, I enjoy the showmanship.
Canyon. I love it, but I think that's a part of the thing that makes us endearing to people that watch is just like, fuck, it's just a lovable shit show with a great cast of characters, I think. I love all you guys. I love all you the chat that keep showing up and showing us love and support time and again, too. Thank you for everything. It means the world to us.
yeah. I hope Bees has been like writing this shit down. Because didn't Supreme Grape win earlier?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have a statute of limitations on wins?
I don't think so. I mean, Mr. Rod's one from hypothetical in the beginning, and then
Okay.
One from you.
Yeah. So
We can't just take it away from him now. Cause,
please tell me he's in America.
Well, plus
Yeah, he's
he's
in
gonna
Florida.
fucking charge me
Yes.
extra for a fishing rod if we start taking stuff away from him, and I don't want that. So
That's messed up. But
should put
yeah,
up your
we
bong
want to
water.
take it away anyway.
Hey, real quick, anybody who won anything like Supreme Grape, contact Bees on Cannabis, or I believe he has an Instagram. You can probably contact him there too, and he'll get the information on what you win or who you got to talk to.
Yep. Supreme, you won from Driz. So there you go.
Damn, Sam, you're on the ball. You're doing a hell of a job.
Sorry, I was MIA.
Sour diesel.
Are mine going out to a different person, or they're all going out to one?
Well,
Do you have that written down?
nope. I'll have to go back and watch.
Someone's getting
Me
sour
too.
diesel.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch too. Unless they remember, they can just DM me on freaking Can of Buzz. But otherwise,
Dude,
I'll
we
check it out.
We should have planned the giveaway before 420, so we all didn't get really stoned and forget how to do a fucking giveaway.
We tried to do this last night, but we all got fucking stoned and bullshitted about
There
nothing about
seems
this.
to be a theme to the problems that we have.
That was
Yeah.
was that the talk when your mom called Prophet?
Yes.
We should damn near fucking play that video for them.
Nope, not
That
yet.
was funny.
You know,
They're not ready.
Hey, hold on, Caribou, is this recorded?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. Can we DM this shit? Like, you need to send that my way.
Well,
'Cause
you
I
know, I
missed
was
it.
thinking that's one of those ones for the Patreon thing. Then people
Yeah.
got to pay for that.
Okay, so
I'll give you. My mom called me on my birthday while we were talking, and Caribou thought it would be a great idea to straight up start recording.
We
So
were
you get
already
a-
recording.
You actually, that's right. We were already recording, and she called me, and I was like, "You want to keep it going?" And you were like, "Yep." And I said, "All right."
Yeah.
So it's kind of a raw conversation with my mom, and then I finally fill her in that there's other people in on the conversation, but it's about 10 minutes. It's rather interesting.
Yeah, it's about that. I've already edited it down, and then there's another about 5 minutes before that I was kind of putting together for a segment. Because like we're talking, like we just mentioned Patreon. We got our Patreon account up now, and there, one of the tiers we're going to put a bunch of added content on there, and this is one of the first things that we were thinking of doing. Just because it's piss funny. A lot of this shit is piss funny. I could just see us going really far with this. With like at least in terms of the content we're putting out. So, but anyways, the thing is, I can't do it. Like I can post YouTube videos to Patreon, but it won't. Or I can. Wants me to subscribe to something called Vimeo that I don't understand. I imagine that's probably some kind of video editing, whatever the fuck's that allows you to do your thing and bring it into Patreon. Other than that, it won't let me post a video in there. So if anybody actually knows about computers and stuff that could help me out with this, I would be greatly appreciative if you could reach out and give me a hand with this.
Hey, my DM is always open, Caribou. I'm the producer on the Bro Show. I mean, all that majority of the content you see there, I edit up, and I'm really good at that type of stuff. So if you ever need any help, just hit me up. I know how to use Venmo and all that stuff, or Venimo, whatever you like to call it.
Does it sound like that's the route that I got to do? Is subscribe to that to be able to post our own produced videos up on there?
If that's what Patreon wants, then yeah, it's another platform just like YouTube.
Yeah, because it seems like it gives me the option to post like URL from places like YouTube or wherever, which I've already got a couple of our older episodes on there. And then when I try and take something just off my computer, it says, no, you can't do that. So,
yeah, I haven't messed around with the member exclusive content or anything like that, but we have a Patreon too. I'll have to look into it. I'll let you know.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
I got another platform, something I'm working on. I want to run by you, see if you guys like it too.
Okay.
The future boys and girls.
Okay, yeah, I like the sounds of that. We've been bouncing around a bunch of other ideas because we'd like to get out there on a bunch of other platforms. Like, we don't want to just be on YouTube. We recently got on Spotify, and we've posted a few of our episodes onto there. And when you start posting to Spotify, I think there's about a half a dozen other places that our shit goes to, but I can't remember all of them. Well, that's cool. But stuff like Twitch and other platforms, I could see the way the shit show goes on this show. Sometimes I could see us potentially maybe getting kicked off YouTube. It seems to be getting like pretty sensitive to certain subjects. So it'd be nice to be all over the place. So if we lose this platform, we can go other places.
Yeah, definitely keep everything backed up. Even our lives, we try to download and put on like an external hard drive, all that good stuff. Luckily, knock on wood, we haven't been taken out, but we've always felt the same way. And it seemed like there was long periods there where YouTube just kept us in dark corners because of whatever a video we released or whatever. We would get put in timeout. And we've been ran through the ringer by YouTube, but it seems like they've reviewed our stuff enough and we've been around long enough now. They really haven't. They gave us our monetization back, all that. Like they want to fully work with our channel. It seems like, not give us any more issues.
Well, in my opinion, you guys are putting out harmless content. Like, you know, you're just a bunch of guys hanging around, more or less talking about plants, just friends bullshit, and kind of like, well, same like what we're doing. Like I've openly said, we model this show a lot after your guys' show. So it's,
you know, it's the shitty part that YouTube ends up thinking, you know, and you're right, they're, you know, the Michigan show, they're not putting out anything bad. It's a lot of quality content. They're not doing anything real controversial or anything. Like, but then, you know, when you start getting into, you know, what Red does with his polarity science, it's great information. It needs to be out there. But that's the shit YouTube's going to look at and start questioning. But that's the information that needs to be out there.
Yeah, even legal stuff like how Spartan has such an amazing ability to make his butter and his FSO that it really should be shared with the public, like an actual video of how he does it. But it would get us deplatformed probably because it would be considered making a controlled substance or whatever. Like I wouldn't even show BHO extraction honestly on YouTube. I'd press rosin, anything like that. But actually doing some kind of chemical extraction or expensive fancy equipment, they'll freak them out.
Yeah, they don't even like seeing, you know, like controlled labs. You know, they don't like that shit. So anything that has potential for harm, you know, they freak the fuck out. Which, you know, which is funny because, you know, that lab equipment doesn't have potential for harm. That's why they're using the proper lab equipment. So it doesn't make sense to me, but that's, you know, that's just them kind of. Yeah.
Hopefully they're coming around. And said there's other routes we can go nowadays.
I mean, people are going to have to start coming around. Hell, how many states just in the past like 2 months here have like just gone ahead and legalized? Like there's a lot of movement going around, a lot of positive movement going around with cannabis right now, and you know, people are going to have to stop, you know, judging us on this shit.
Well, you guys are helping with that. Doing shows like this helps break that stigma. It really shows that there's normal people that are into this. Everybody here looks like they come from a different demographic, whatever, you know, we're all different. Nobody here looks like a crazy stoner. Even Prophet looks normal to me.
I don't know.
From the Detroit area, man. I understand the ICP life.
Rick looks like a pretty good big stoner to me. I mean, to be honest, if anybody in this panel looks shady as shit, it's definitely Uncle Rick.
I gotta agree.
He celebrated the hardest today.
He been at it longer than I have, so I mean, I can only aspire to be a Rick, you know.
OG Rick.
Dude, that picture of Rick.
Been loving on Rick all night too.
But there only really truly is one Rickus Rick. So I mean, that's it.
Wrecked.
That's it. He's the Rickus Rick. So I mean, no matter what, everything else would just be a knockoff.
I'm pretty sure he took about a half-hour nap on us here at the moment.
No, he been there the whole time.
Let's ask him if he can speak. Rick, can you speak to us, brother? Are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up?
He's showing a heart.
I don't think
he's stuck in a box.
Hey guys, anyways, I got to duck out. I got someone I got to spend some time with here. So, but I'm not willing to call an end to this conversation. So I'm going to hand the controls over to Sam. Sam, you've been doing a hell of a show or hell of a job running the show so far tonight. So you might as well see it through. Everybody have a great night. Everybody in chat, thanks for showing up, spending the night with us. My hat is off to every one of you. Abolished, Missy, thank you so much for joining us. This has been one hell of a time, and we will have you guys back on again, I'm sure. I'd love to talk more. And everybody, yeah, we'll see you next time.
Adios, Caribou.
Great night, Caribou.
Peace.
Goodbye.
And
All right.
we'll end up having to get out of here soon. Missy's got to work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I was gonna
but
say I have to work in the morning.
I'm down to answer any last questions or anything like that before we go. But I'm definitely down to come back anytime, you guys.
We have 4 more packs to give away, so let's do it right now. Tell me when you're ready,
That would
Grizz.
probably cover the extra people that we were talking about. Give it to them.
Yeah, that's what I got to do now. So I'm going to go people that are in chat. I see Narwhal, Ziggy. Hold on a minute. It's going to take me a minute, guys.
No problem.
All right, so Abolished then. You kind of started the whole butt chugging thing with all that, right? Correct?
Well, the wicking and the sips and stuff been around a lot longer than that, but yeah,
No, but I mean with your crew, that was you guys, right?
It kind of came out of the group or whatever. But yeah.
So what got you guys started on that? Was it just the simplicity of it and like how much you didn't have to be over there, taking care of it? So was it the freedom of,
It was it stemmed from hated nets at first, and then we seen how it was working well. Because I mean, at first we were just watering through the top and then letting it butt chug it all back up with the nectar stuff in the early days. And then I keep wanting to say it was Sub, and it probably was him that was talking about water roots. And then I just put 2 and 2 together one day that I should just be putting my water down there, and then I just started butt chugging from there. Like this system's evolved a lot. Like it used to be in little storage tubs and no hydrogen. Like I've just figured out how to tweak it to my way or whatever.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been for a long time the same way. I was mostly, it started out of laziness. Was I'd water my fabric pot and I have my plastic tub underneath, and I was like, I ain't sucking that damn water out. That's stupid. I was like, the plant's gonna be bone dry in the morning, so I might as well just leave this in there, right? And that's how I started doing it. Was straight up lazy.
Well, I mean, back in the day, everybody's like, "Oh, you got to get that runoff out of there. You're gonna burn up your plants and all that." Like, no, I was too lazy to get it out of there, and it ended up paying off.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I thought. I was like, man, I'm watering all this shit down inside here. Why would I try to suck it all back out? Like, I pay for this stuff. I want to leave it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely don't want to go another way. Like, I hate that our houseplants aren't butt chugging right now, honestly, because we have so many of them. I have to come up with a better way for them all to chug.
I was gonna say I've got a lot of them, butt chugging, but not like with like their own wicking beds. I just have to like set them in something for a day. And
ooh, I gotta show this too. This is like the world's smallest butt chugging plant, unless somebody can beat me here. Check that out. It's an autoflower from Mephisto that I'm using. That I'm growing underneath one of my fish lights that hangs over the 20 long. It's a little long for it. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. I've grew it before. The strain actually had a pretty cool effect, and I had a few people from the Grill Show test it too. Like you've heard people say that a weed tastes spicy or cannabis tastes spicy. This one actually had like a spicy effect on your tongue, like capsaicin, whatever effect. It was really, really cool. I reported it back to Mephisto too. He thought that was unique. Like I see why he kept it around, just not my cup of tea in the flavor profile area. I'd like to get a hold of some different autos. I have consistent areas I can throw them in now, and I have a plant count that I can't use, so I might as well just be throwing autos in every little corner, even if it only gives me a little bud.
Should talk to our friend Hypothetical. He's
got
quite a bit. Do you guys like CBD?
I mean, I do sometimes.
You use it?
I have patients that have a need for it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even got his high THC line, which a lot of the guys out there on cannabis have actually posted about. They love it.
It really just comes down to flavor and how loud it smells to me, honestly. Like I'll take a damn 10% or 8% THC strain as long as it's high in terpenes and esters and everything that makes it taste and smell good over a hog all day.
I was gonna say I've
Yeah.
like a couple of like 3-to-1s or 2-to-1s that I've had. So definitely having some CBD I think is really nice. But straight CBD, I mean, we've tried like incorporating it just for medicinal benefits. But
Your breath all, but it don't matter. Maybe
All right. Well, I got that all set up,
Glad that I'm
and we can run them
sure
last
it's
4.
Good luck.
And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can.
What's the number you got total for people?
at one time
Um,
or right now.
Profit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people on here.
All right.
There's 31 on the chat.
He's just, those are people who haven't won, I think is what he's.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people still here that have won,
Okay.
but these are the people that have not won,
Okay. All right. I'm stepping back now.
as far as I'm aware. Like
All
I
right,
said, I may not be 100% perfect. Sorry if I'm not.
All bitches and complaints go to peas. Just remember that.
All right, so who's getting this one, Prophet or Beazle?
Well, what they're getting is called the Siege. This is from 311.
Okay.
It's GG5 crossed with Girl Scout cookie, crossed with Space Queen.
Matt H.
Cool. Way to go, Matt. Get a hold of 311 for me, and we'll get you those seeds. All right, next up is from Johnny. He has Sunkiss crossed with Sonic Boom.
Fragrant Lilac.
Sweet. Get a hold of me or Johnny. We'll get those to you. All right, next.
Hey, wait, hold on, guys. Let me throw a wrench in your plan here. Fragrant Lilac won DP's one.
Oh yeah, that's right. The dope shit.
Yeah.
That's just good luck.
Respin on that. Respin on that.
Sorry, Fragrant Lilac. I didn't mean to fuck up the jam.
Narwhal.
Narwhal UP. Cool.
That's one of my Padawans right there. Congrats, Narwhal.
Yeah, Groski.
Yeah, and he's a
Sonic, yeah. Sunkiss and Sonic Boom sounds pretty good. All right. Next we have also from Johnny, Grape Ape crossed with Monkey Berries.
Red.
Red, good buddy, old pal, old friend. Get a hold of me or Johnny. Probably me. Just get a hold of me on Instagram. We'll get to those seeds. Now, last up, Honey Garlic Crumpets by Olympia Genetics. That's from 311.
Raider.
Oh, there you go.
But we still have 3 more prizes because I know
Oh, yeah.
we have a pack of grow bags and
that's right. I
2
forgot all about those.
trimmers.
Let her rip.
Okay, hold on. Harton. It's a pack of grow bags.
Way to go, Harton.
Contact Opie.
Yep.
Perfect timing for outdoor season.
Yep.
And for 1 pair of trimmers, Crazy Pot Mom.
The music is so great. Ta-da.
Right. I love this so much more than just picking a number and having the chat spam. Like, good job, guys.
Finally, we're gonna do for the other pair of trimmers. Family Farms.
Shout out to Stony Rockefeller and Ziggy's Garden. We love you. So I'm just going to say your name a couple times. Stony Rockefeller, Ziggy's Garden.
You know what? I think we can pull something out of our rectums forums. I mean, it could be a mystery pack of what I got going on. You know, I could definitely throw something.
Yeah.
So
they don't have to win it. It's just gonna like I'm gonna go through my 1 or 2 piles that it could be in. You know, at least they got something. You know,
6 foot tall.
Right.
okay.
If you need some seeds, just contact one of us and we will find you some seeds.
Yep, we will send you some. Stony or Ziggy, contact Profit. They'll get you some.
Right on.
Don't bug me tonight. Hit me up tomorrow. I'm going to bed after this.
Yeah, we got to get going too.
Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap it up, guys. I got to go too. I got to go to work tomorrow, and it's already just about 10:30, getting up close.
Right on.
I sure hope we earned our caribou for status tonight.
Hell yeah.
Coming on the show. And yeah, we really don't do a lot of these interviews. I know I don't, and I really liked it. I'm down to come back anytime, you guys. It's a good vibe here.
I really appreciate you coming on, man. Really.
Yeah, definitely glad to have you, man. I learned definitely a lot about using fish water to feed my plants. You got me interested. Well, I'm a little worried though. I probably killed the fish. You know.
I have to make sure it doesn't kill the fish, but yeah, thank you so much.
Just hit me up when you're ready. I'll guarantee you won't kill your fish if you set it up like I tell you.
Okay.
Cool, man.
Hey, man, it's really awesome talking with you guys. Yeah, like I said, I've been a fan for a very long time of all you guys. And like I know you produce their show. You know, you do a great job with the content that gets put out and all your little videos and stuff you put out every once in a while, man. You know, I think maybe the superhero one was probably my favorite one. I think maybe.
Yeah, he loves those face swaps.
But yeah, so I appreciate what you do for them, and I appreciate what they do for us. So, you know, thank you guys. Really, from the bottom.
I gotta shout those guys out too. And before it hits midnight past 4:20, this is actually the first time I met. Was it 3 years ago, or we met Skilbo in person, and he first talked about the bro show and told him it was a really good idea. And it was about a year later or whatever, he asked us to come on to be the producer for the show, and it's been the best choice I think I've made in the cannabis industry is rolling with these guys, because these guys and gals, because I've been a part of quite a few other shows and it was never felt that good to me. And this one, it feels like family and shit. I love every one of them.
I think it really helps that we get together in person. I mean, and this last year has been weird, but we're trying to get back to doing some more of that kind of stuff because, you know, getting to vibe with people in person, like, yes, we love like doing this kind of stuff too, but there is like a difference.
Yes, the live content will be back. I promise y'all. The Grosky floats, all that stuff is going to 10 up to 11 this summer because we messed out so much this year.
Oh man, I can only imagine. And you know, you say that, you know, it comes off on when you're watching. You know, it comes off that you guys are, you know, that family atmosphere. You know, you can tell you guys hang out and, you know, just shoot the shit and are just friends in general. You know, it shows in the video. You know, when you watch it, when you guys talk to each other. So yeah, I can totally see how you would, you know, feel that way when you moved into it.
Y'all have that here. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. Everything's gonna blow up here. You guys got such a great vibe. But on that, we need to get out of here. So May the
All
frugal
right.
force be with you all.
Good night.
Hey,
Thanks for
thank
coming,
you guys,
man.
man. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, Miss C.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good night.
You're muted.
Bees, you're
I
muted.
bet it
That's
was
so
really
funny.
good too. I bet he was just like on it, and that was going to be witty, and the timing was perfect, and that fucking mute button got it.
No, what's funny? What's funny
He's
is
been
I
muting
said.
me all night.
What's funny is I said I have a problem, and then
It
"You're
muted you.
and I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, that is my problem. No, my problem is I grinded up a whole bunch of weed, but I haven't smoked it yet. So what are you guys up to?
I'm sitting
I
here
don't know. I
talking
think
to you
about going to
guys.
bed.
Look at his
Going to-
face. He looks
going
like
to
Uncle
bed.
Rick.
Dude, it's 11:30 where I'm at.
He looks like Uncle
Yeah.
Rick. It's
I'm fucking
perfect.
tired. It's been a long 2 days. I partied my ass off.
There is a slight resemblance to Uncle Rick right at this moment.
See?
I'm seeing
Thank
it.
you.
I'm seeing it.
I'm fighting it, man.
The gray hair and all.
Hey.
What are you like?
No, I like
Like
it.
40, right? Are you even 40?
I'm 40. Yeah, I'm 42.
42? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old.
Wake up. You ain't fucking old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am 35 years young.
40 is the new, like, 60, ain't it?
40's the new 20.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I can't do half the shit I did when I was 20.
Yeah, but at least you know how to do it right.
There's still a whole bunch of people in the chat.
on one of those things or what?
Hey, yeah, I'm just looking, touching base with our good buddies in chat, making sure they're not all leaving us. I mean,
There's still people in
Raider's
chat.
still there, Lobster. If
Yeah,
they're
they're still there.
okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch
Yeah.
some of them. I didn't start writing it down, writing shit down until Supreme or Kingfisher, excuse me. One of them.
That's
whoever
funny
his
because
name
that's when I showed up.
is. Yeah,
Right
that's, so
I
I
didn't see
apologize.
anything
but
before that.
I'll rewatch, and I'll make sure everyone gets their seeds because if you want, you deserve it.
I mean, my wife will remember the numbers, but I doubt she'll remember who they go to.
I remember the people they go to, but not the numbers.
Yeah.
So, see how this is perfect?
Yeah.
Yep.
If anybody loses a pair of car keys, there's 3 of us. Someone knows.
That's not true.
Someone knows.
Not true.
If I don't know where something is in our house, I ask my 2.5-year-old son, and he will find it for me every time because he hid it somewhere.
That's awesome.
I wish I had it that easy.
13 and 19.
No, I'm talking about you and my wife are
I'm
horrible.
talking about the kids.
They're easy. Their shit doesn't leave their room.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it doesn't happen when I want it to happen. Like 2 hours later, they'll be like, "Oh, here you go. Remember that thing you really needed 2 hours ago? Now you can have it back. I'm done with it." Like,
Remember how important this was to you? Here you go.
thanks.
My son stashed the keys one time into his toy box, dude. We tore apart the whole fucking house everywhere, and then finally found them.
Keys on the computer.
No, the keys to my car.
That's confusing.
Yeah, like keys. Like I couldn't go fucking to work until I found the fucking things, and like you're frantic running around, being like, "I know I had them on a table like an hour ago." No, your fucking 4-year-old grabs them and fucking sticks them in his toy box. And you know, they're heavy, they hit the bottom. You know, like you're looking in the fucking fridge thinking, you know, coffee,
Right,
where your coffee is, because maybe it's, who the fuck
him
knows,
down.
you know? Yeah.
You know, I know most people look in the fridge for like their keys and shit, but have you ever found them there?
No.
Just
Because
the
I
TV
have,
remote.
like, in more than once or twice, like a couple of times. I don't know why my shit ends up, but my shit ends up in there a lot.
I have found the wife's keys and something else that was really strange. Not her phone, but something else in the freezer.
Nothing of mine has ever been found in the fridge.
Nothing of yours gets found because if it's money, it gets found and you don't know about it.
And if it's other things, I just totally forget where the fuck I put it, and I can't remember where. They already know.
He has been missing
know.
this same
They know.
freaking bag forever.
They know how
He
much
said
shit I'm missing.
Yeah, so before we
I'm
moved,
think like one bag I've been missing for 3 years, and
I put
something
them
else
in a
I've been missing for
shoe,
like 8 months.
I
and
just
she
think it's
put them in
funny
a
you
box.
think you have anything. You have a wife
Like,
and a girlfriend. You don't have shit.
well, that's the fucked up part, dude. The stuff that I do
He
have
doesn't
is
have
in
shit.
such a condensed area, you know, like so my bedroom I basically got the width of where I
A lot of
sleep
them are.
and a dresser. Okay, whatever can fit on the dresser is my area, but then my other area is just my grow room. So like, you know, that's it. And I'm like, how the fuck am I losing shit between two rooms? I'm sorry, one and like 1/8 of a room. You know, like how am I losing shit?
Because
It's more like just the grow room, baby. I just let you
you
All
can
right,
have he gets the dresser.
I gotta say, I'm gonna share a story. It didn't happen on 420, but man, it's worthy of a 420 show. Okay, so once upon a time, I got shipped out to live in New Jersey because I wasn't a good kid. So I the time has come that I'm allowed to come back home to my stomping grounds. Right. A couple of my friends my old friends, you know, one had moved away. The other one, you know, this is like right before we all got our licenses too. So I come back to Utah. My buddy comes down to visit, and we're all, you know, hanging out. I have a friend. He had just gotten a pickup truck, and we're like, hell yeah, someone with a fucking with wheels, someone with a truck. We can drive up in the hills. We can roast a bull. You know, we can fuck around. We can do whatever. So little do I know, it's a stick shift. He doesn't know how to drive a stick shift, but he's like, hey man, I just got this truck yesterday. You want to fucking cruise around? It's a stick shift. I'm learning. So everywhere we're going is like, you know, and we're just giggling and laughing. It's the bench seat. There's three of us in the front. We're just fucking, you know, high school high.
Right. You just got to put on some metal and rock with it.
It was Cottonmouth Kings at the time. I remember. So we roll up in the hill. We roast a bowl like I say. We're all hot box. We're driving down. We're like, fuck. We're all high. What should we do? So we go to the mall. Okay. Now, this is in like Provo, Utah. You know, there's an intersection where it's like literally 10 lanes of traffic going, you know, 5 lanes going one way, 5 going the other, and it's an intersection with the same thing. So we're there at the stoplight. There's two left turning lanes. Fucking, did I mention he doesn't know how to drive a stick? So what happens when the light turns green? He fucking kills it. And we're laughing, and he can't get it started. And he gets it started, and he fucking slams it in gear and goes, and kills it again. Fucking, so he kills it like 3 times. The light turns red, and we're still there, like out in the middle of the fucking crosswalk at this point. And we're laughing. We're not helping anything. Like, you know, us passengers are not helping the situation at all because we're just busting up.
When has any passenger ever helped the situation, man? Ever.
So then the light turns green again. And guess what? Boom, he kills it. Boom, he kills it again. And then this is like the 6th try, and he finally fucking punches it.
So by this point, aren't you like halfway in the middle of the lane just because, you know, you jump up like a foot each time?
Yeah, no, totally. Like the light was pretty much red, and you could see everyone around just like watching this happen, you know, and we're like, fuck. So he goes. Anyway, we make it to the mall safe. All right. We go into the mall. We go to Zoomies. Okay. We are high as a kite. It's like that scene in Half Baked where they first smoke weed and they walk into the gas station and everything's all fucking. It was like that. So we walk into Zoomies. I see this kid looking at stuff, and I could swear I like, hand on my heart, I thought this kid Fox, right? From behind, and he's looking at shit. So I come up behind him and I fucking full on body check him. Like if we were playing hockey, he would be smeared into the fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? Like I put the hurt on him. Like it was, and he was unsuspecting. So I fucking throw my shoulder into him. I'm like, what's up? And he fucking looks at me, like crumbled. And it was not the fucking dude. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like we crushed the display. I just fucking like turned on my heel and just walked out of the mall. Like the whole day was like it was just stoners fucking up left and right. Like we were like, okay, we just got to go home. We got to fucking stay inside because this we're a danger to ourselves and other people at this point.
Dude, one night I was like drunk at the bar with the wife, and I was like over in the corner like shooting pool and stuff, and like the ladies' restroom was right by it, and there was a big old line for it, and I saw this fucking lady who I swore to God was my wife, so I just went up and grabbed two big old handfuls of ass, and I'm just like, hey baby, what's up? And this girl turned around and was like, what the fuck? And right at that time, like my wife comes walking out and looking at me and and I'm just like, oh shit. That was a hard one to explain. But yeah, I mean that's
to both of you, like
oh yeah. And I mean, if she would have just fucking straight fucking smacked the shit out of me, I'd have been like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I deserve that. But man, fucking looked exactly like my wife from behind. It's terrible.
That's funny. That's funny crap.
Not even sure how they would actually take that though.
Do what?
I'm curious as to how your woman would actually take that. Well, it looked just like you, I swear to God. Like,
I can tell you exactly how she took it. She thought it was fucking hilarious.
oh, that's cool.
Because this chick was just giving me because right. So at this point, I think I was like, I don't know, 30 years old, and I'm in a college town bar. It was like a college girl. So I've got this like college girl who just looks at me like completely disgusted. So my wife is just fucking laughing her ass off, and she's like, "See, I told you, none of them like it. Quit looking at them." Oh, shit. So that's how she liked it. She thought it was fucking hilarious.
You need a lady that can make you feel like, make you question yourself.
So, what?
What are you doing, dude?
Nothing. I was gonna say you're in charge of this, right?
That's right. We're doing marathon 420.
Well,
4 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh,
He's Chinese, or
I might be tagging out since you're actually in charge of all the controls, and I can do that. So this might be you and Fluff. Me and Fluff tried to go for a little while. We'll see how you do.
We will.
Oh, you're such a bitch.
I'll end up monologuing by myself, I have a feeling.
Oh, jeez.
I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm going to watch that tomorrow.
Everyone
all
will
right,
have to
guys.
learn about my feelings.
Everybody in chat, thank you for joining. And I'll talk to you too tomorrow, and probably some of you people in chat.
Bye, boys.
Have a great night, brother.
Good night. Well, Fluffy.
What's good, Sam? What's up, man?
Man, great news. I think I told you we got the one that actually works.
Yeah.
It works awfully. It's not good at all, but it works.
Yeah, it works at least.
It sits on the shelf. It looks pretty. In plain sight, people don't even know because it's.
And I feel like it's very much your guys' style. You know what I mean? It like fits in with the motif. So.
Yeah, the wife's got it on lock as far as that goes. I just fill the house full of shit. She gets mad at me. I'm like, yeah, but we could think of what we could do with this. And it's like, okay, well, do it.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever, man. That's what I always say. There's a whole lot of, okay, yeah, you can have that. Yeah, the easiest way to not get yelled at is just let her have everything she wants.
Pretty much.
Somehow or another, I still get yelled
at. Yeah. So what are you gonna grow next?
Probably golden goat.
The back crust.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like they said they wanted to see it grown. so it's gonna get grummy right away. Yeah, I'm probably going to. It's going to go in after the Daddy Ultra run in my 2x4 no-till bed.
Mhm.
So it'll probably be late summer. I'll probably be bringing that down. So that'll be started a little bit after that, probably.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I'll be getting some pollen for a male here soon. And I think I'm gonna fuck around and just try to play with something. I'm not gonna get picky right now.
Right.
Just play around with something, see if I can do it, in my tent without, pollinating the whole damn, or if not pollinate the whole damn thing too bad, even,
Right.
because it's my personal stuff, and I'm okay with plucking seeds. That's no big deal. But if in reality, the talk that I've done with other breeders and whatnot, you want to kind of throw them some high nitrogen towards the end of flower when you're seeding for all that. And really, you just kind of keep the plant going way beyond when you would normally take it down. So, none of it's going to be great smoke, but it might be something worthwhile making edibles or something with. So I'm not opposed to just plucking seeds. So if I go in and fuck up a run, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's my medicine. It's not going to anybody else.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've always, I've always told people, like, I'm the fucking end of the road. Like it doesn't, I, whatever. Just saying, like, I don't give it to anybody. It's the buck stops here.
Right. And for Stony, I wouldn't know. I'm not a breeder. I am setting myself up to do some breeding. I am going to hunt out a few of my favorite strains of certain stuff, and then I am going to try to add CBD to it. So I'm going to try to breed a lot of one-to-ones of my personal favorites. So I wouldn't fancy myself so much as a breeder, as I'm going to just try to tailor my medicine towards myself.
Right on. I gotta say, I'm really excited that Scarlet Begonias.
Yeah.
Not only is that like probably my favorite Grateful Dead song, but it just looks and sounds so great. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the ones I was thinking about too, and just the flavor profile on it sounds fucking amazing. So, and I've got some crosses that have it in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna run those and see if I like it, and then if so, I may just buy the original, or I may just I might, what I have might be fantastic,
Right.
So,
right.
Who knows? That's the fun of popping beans, right? That's what we're all doing this for, find the fucking unicorns.
Totally, man. The mystery of the unknown is fucking great. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
with fish keeping, like, I thought, like, I kept fish for 10 years and never bred them. You know what I mean? Like, I never bought guppies because I remember when I was a little kid, we had guppies and tiger barbs, and the tiger barbs just killed the guppies. And I was like, nope, never buying guppies.
Tiger barbs are assholes.
I know. I mean, I was like a four-year-old kid, so like my first memories of fish are tiger.
Yeah, little tiger shark. Yeah, you wanted a mini tiger shark, of course.
Yeah, man, badass.
Yeah, and then you find out they're fucking assholes.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so long as you don't, because you have, like, you just need a fish that can defend itself. That's all. Fish that can be like, hey, motherfucker, stop what you're doing.
yeah. You need one that bites back. You need one that bites back. Turn around and be like, that'll be enough of that shit. Just check them every once in a while. Yeah, need a fish check.
Yep. Like I think loaches and African cichlids go great together because I don't know, loaches come from religion. But African cichlids will be like, hey, motherfucker, this is my rock.
But I feel like loaches are playing when they do it, though. They never really give me off like a mean vibe. But when like cichlids do the same thing, they're assholes. You can tell they're assholes about it. But a loach looks like it's playing usually. So
like I describe it as like belligerent. It's like having the fucking Three Stooges in your fish tank,
Right.
Like sure they'll come over and poke you in the eyes, but really they don't. That's no hard feelings. Like, oh yeah, wise guy,
Right.
Anyway, let's see. Let's look at the chat. Is anyone doing anything?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. They're just saying we should grow like the whole fucking Ivory catalog. That's basically what's getting said.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree. I probably need to try most of it.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I've never tried any of it to my knowledge, So I'm really, really curious. I mean, but
I think out of most things that might be around, I think Lemon Jeffrey is probably one that's probably one of his that's probably been around that more people have had that they might not notice or wouldn't have that's one that's been around. I know, I've seen it in different states a lot. And so that one gets
right. Yeah, I see on cannabis, there's a ton of people growing Lemon Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, that Lemon Jeffrey and I bet, in the next couple months, you're going to see fucking orange gasm everywhere because that shit was around for a good solid. I mean, well, people are still fucking killing it with orange gasm, but I mean, people were growing that shit hard and heavy for, all of last year, really. And, right. So I'm sure, it'll get out there.
Those are only feminized, right? Orange gasm?
Honestly, I don't know. I've never been good at that.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. When I start looking into strains and shit, then I can tell you about stuff. But I'm not looking for anything now, so I haven't been researching anything. And then sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I was just gonna say the last thing was once I'm done with it, I forget all that information. Like I don't retain that shit.
Yeah. The only reason I mention anything is I remember looking at the Irie catalog and I can't remember if I didn't see it or I was looking at one place and then it was like, oh, all these seeds are regular, and there was another section that was just the feminized lions. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think up until recently he only had one or two feminized fucking lines of his, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't think there's very many. I think it's just like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But
but yeah, I get it now. Now looking into it, I see why a lot of people don't do feminized. But I can definitely see where it's going to be the future of breeding for everybody because there's only a select few who want regular beans. Everybody else wants to know they're not going to be wasting time and effort at all. They want to know the second that thing comes up, it's going to turn into smoke. So, feminized is going to be kind of the future of it.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed, myself, being a hobby level, grow my own medicine kind of guy. I've always enjoyed the unknown. So I'll grow out a bag seed with no problem. I'll spend half a year growing one out, fill out a tent on the first run, not even have the first clue what I got, but I'm going to do it just because I can. That's I guess it's just that no waste kind of person in me. And then being I grew up in that dare age, everything was bad and shit went dry a lot. So, all cannabis is very precious to me. So, seeds don't get wasted, man. They get popped. I don't give a fuck. I got stuff in here from the 70s, and I don't know if it'll pop, but I'm gonna do everything I can to get it to. And if it turns out to be a male, I might just fucking breed with it because that's fucking cool. It's something that comes from it hasn't been fucked with, by a million different people. So, I get excited to grow out that stuff. Anytime I have friends who have old stoner relatives and shit, like we found their seeds or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking take that shit.
Yeah. There's this old grower that lives by me, and you go over to his house. Right? That sounds awesome. Raider's got all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, this old guy, you go over and you smoke a joint with him, and it's like, you're not obliterated high, but you feel fucking great. And like listening on the late sesh last night, I think it was Spartan talking about, old guys saying new weed misses something. And it's like, this guy's he learned to grow in Hawaii, like in the 60s or something, or excuse me, in the 70s. And now he lives here, he's been growing on his own, cultivating the same stuff, growing outside in the summer. And, but like, I want to say, it's like, I guarantee it has CBD in it, just naturally, whatever it is. Cause you ask him, oh, do you have any idea what variety or strain this might be, and he's like, weed.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I mean, yeah, the guys who kind of taught me, who kind of got me started, they don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I have some strains from them that I cherish. They do have a couple that they know what it is, and they are very good strains, and I love, the Hawaiian that you tried is one of them. And that Hawaiian is fucking fantastic.
Hell yeah.
And I know the story behind it, and they've been growing it since before the 90s. I forget, it was like 80s. It was right before the 90s that they brought that back from Hawaii. That's fucking awesome. Cool. Yeah, and but they've been growing cuts and shit, and so there's something to be said for all that stuff. That's the guys I have, they don't give a shit, man. They'll if they grow outdoors and it gets wild pollinated, they'll keep the seeds. I kind of have the same mentality. Chat was kind of talking, and I don't really per se fancy myself a breeder. I do want to try to put CBD in my stuff, but I am more or less doing it so I can preserve seeds for myself. At some point, everything I have in my seed vault or anything that I'm growing is usually pretty fire. So if I can make a seed of it, it's guaranteed the seed's going to be fire, no matter what genetics I miss it, hook it up with. And in that fact, I'm not breeding it for structure. I'm not breeding it for smell or taste or anything. I'm breeding it to make sure if push comes to shove, if shit goes down, I have seed. Right. And sometimes it's fun to grow. I'll give them out to a lot of friends for free. But it's also a good thing to learn to be able to preserve your genetics, so that you don't have to be relying on somebody else. If you go fucking broke and you got two plants, you got a male and a female, you're not going to have medicine anytime soon, and you're not going to be able to buy seeds for the next 5. Fuck, you better be right. I'm gonna get seeds out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a way to do it, and there's a way to make sure it happens. You get the most out of it, everything. And that's stuff I want to look into, just for my own sake. I don't want to do it just a half-ass. But I do want to have that knowledge and that ability, and just be able to have genetics that you can barter and trade with this shit, man. I give bud out to people all the time. You know what I mean? I walk around with a pocket full of dank that I get a lot of free shit from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You whip that shit out and you go, hey man, try this. Hell, a fucking guy put in my furnace, knocked off like fucking $2,000 off my furnace, and I hooked him up with a huge fat fucking ounce. I only gave him an ounce, and he knocked $2,000 off my fucking furnace, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, So yeah, if I can fucking breed out seeds that, yeah, they're just a personal stash, but they might be worth, I'll fucking hand them motherfuckers out, have people give me shit. Damn right.
Right. Absolutely, dude. I'm with you 100%. I mean, that's like I bought that. I bought a bottle of colloidal silver just for that very reason. Like, if I'm gonna grow, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna grow for the medicine, but I want to perpetuate that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's a plant. Why not just propagate it and continue to keep it
Yeah,
going?
I've tried to do the whole thing. It really is kind of like an agreement with my wife, but more or less just the only way she's going to let me do it is if I don't spend money on it. So, I go very organic, and I figured out, I've made fucking fertilizer and shit, fermented grass, just to fuck around and do it. But to know that I can self-sustain myself throughout everything. I mean, I was fucking around trying to pollinate and propagate and get seeds for catnip that I was growing from a damn cat. I thought it'd be a good idea. So, it's just good to know these kind of things, just so you can. So, I could drop off the face of the cannabis scene forever with, a couple seeds, and I'd never have to talk to a breeder or a seed bank ever again. Yeah. If I so chose, you know what I mean? Because I know I have medicine here that works fantastic for me, and it always has, and it always will.
Yeah.
So, I could easily just propagate my shit without no problem. Well, I mean, I grow other stuff because it's fun to see other stuff grow.
Right. Well, I mean, even if you just started with, you had 2 plants that you could cross or whatever, that would give you a big variety of phenotypes. I mean, you could really just,
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
sky's the limit.
Yeah, if you back cross some of these, genetics nowadays, you back cross that son of a bitch, you get so many different expressions out of it. They've been bred to death. I mean, there's so many different lines and traits and genetics that, you start back crossing, you can get all kinds of cool shit out of it,
Yeah.
And I mean, you can get your variety from just 1 or 2 plants,
Yeah.
I mean, your genetic variety if you made seeds. That's what I mean. But
right.
Yeah,
but absolutely.
That's kind of cool.
Me too. Well, I mean, so I was gonna say, I kept fish for like 10 years before I ever bred them, and then once I started breeding them, it was like a whole nother level of fun. And like,
Yeah.
I can totally see that being the case with this too, with cannabis, because it's like you say, you can just, once you try something and you like it, I can see how it's just like, well, shit, I have to keep this. And then because you want to try something new, but you really like this one thing, and then so you have a mother or whatever, and I don't know. I'm so, sometimes I feel like such a noob, but that's all right.
It's
only
all right to
happens
be a noob.
It only happens when I get super high. Well, just kidding. I feel like that all the time, but it only comes out verbally when I'm super high.
Why are we talking about Ohm's? Oh, the Stony's an electrician? Sweet. I used to know Ohm's law, and I used to use it a lot because I used to install car stereos. Haven't used it and haven't done it in a long time, so don't care about it. Man. I'll tell you what, I miss doing that, man. Car stereos were so fun to install.
You can make good money.
No, you made shit money, dude. Hey,
really?
Unless you own the shop that's doing it, man, the guys just doing the work, they make shit. Yeah, I was just working under a friend. I think I was doing all right. I mean, it was way back in the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I was making $8 an hour or something. I mean, I guess it was all right. fucking 17-year-old kid, you know.
See, that would have been like a real long time ago, right?
That was a very long time ago.
Just kidding. But see, everyone I've ever known who's done car stereos, they've always done it on the side on their own, you know, like, oh yeah, I work down at wherever the fuck, Bob's Sound Warehouse, but I don't, you know, and then they do a job for somebody to be like, well, hey, if you ever want to get those speakers put in, you know, like I see you're buying those speakers, but I'm not installing them. If you want me to, you know, here's my number, kind of shit.
I was a dumb kid back in the day when I was doing it, and I didn't get all the potential out of the potential money. I left a lot of money on the table. Left a lot of money on the table. But
yeah, that's all right.
In doing that, I got 3 of the cars I did were actually like featured in Auto Sound and Security magazine. So
awesome.
So that was kind of cool, man. You know, it was my car and then 2 others I did. I did a Viper for this one dude, which was cool as shit because he let me drive his Viper, and that's the only way that's ever gonna happen because I can't afford that shit.
Right.
But so you know, a lot of the car stereo stuff I did, you know, just for, like I said, I was a 17-year-old kid and I had a Viper in my fucking garage. I mean, that was my payment, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I'll fucking do that for you. I'll do it fucking cheap. You're gonna let me drive that son bitch? And I almost killed myself driving it, which I brought it right back, parked that shit, and said, I ain't driving that ever again. That is a fucking death trap of a machine that is very fun to drive.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I used to change.
Man.
I changed tires for like 7-8 years, and because of that, I got to drive a lot of really cool shit, like a Viper. Like the Viper this dude had NOS and everything. It was right in the middle. I mean, we didn't use that obviously, but I mean, the back tires on that thing, they're like 305s, I want to say. I mean, they're so wide. It's crazy. Something like that, or Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you know, Maseratis, because fucking cars need tires. Or they get a flat. Like these people take their car out once a year and they'll fucking pick up a nail. It's like, like this, seriously, this guy bought he bought a Ferrari Testarossa from Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, drove it home to Utah and got a flat tire. Like he bought it from a car museum, and like, you know, it had been in the museum for however many years, never driven, and he drove it home and like ruined the tire. It had original tires, he had to buy all new tires because it's like, well, the company's liability suit would be, you know, when the tire explodes and we try and fill it back up there or some shit.
Right. Dude, is Sony a 597 member? No, wait, no, that wouldn't be 597. Yeah, anyway. And yeah, Hurton said, you know, the days when you tried to stuff all that shit. Yeah. I had 1212s and 33,000 watts in an 89 Chevy Cavalier.
Hell yeah.
In the trunk. I didn't even bring it into the back seat. I managed to fucking build a box with 1212s in a Chevy fucking Cavalier.
Wow. Good job. Gold
It was
star.
stupid. Yeah, at one point I was trying to go for like the world's loudest fucking car. There's no way.
How much weight was that in the back of your fucking Cavalier?
Oh, dude, that was so fucking.
I imagine that's got to be a lot. Like that shit has to be.
Well, all of that. Yeah, I mean, we ended up, you know, that car didn't actually drive very well. Everything was actually just, there weren't shocks on it anymore. The shocks were replaced with fucking square tubing, just to keep everything up. Because I mean, I think it was right around 400 pounds just in amps.
So you had like a hardtail. You drove around like in a hardtail.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it didn't really get drove around.
Dude.
It was a show car. It was a show car.
Okay.
It pretty much. I traveled around. I've traveled around the U.S. for a little while doing like they call them the decibel drag races.
Mm-hmm.
So I traveled around doing that for a little bit, and it was fun. It was an experience, boy. I'll tell you that.
I had an old boss when I was doing tires who did the same thing. He had like, can't remember. He had figured out he'd built some box. I can't remember what he called it, like a bent horn or something like that box. I'm not really sure what that means exactly, but it was so loud it popped a blood vessel in his eye, and it's like the white on one side of his eye. There was this big red spot that just was there forever because he was trying to, get it loud. That popped his eye.
Dude, I had a buddy who had a glass eye, and I fucking rattle that shit out of his head all the time. He hated that. I've always had like loud fucking cars, like obnoxiously loud cars, like obnoxiously loud. And like you ever watch like the videos online when they like girls do the hair tricks? You put them in the window and the hair just fucking goes like this and shit. Mm-hmm. So every car I've ever had has been able to do that, except for the one I have now because I'm an old man. But yeah, so that gets that shit moving. Well, I don't know if his eye was never fitted right or what, but motherfucker, every time we got in the car and I put on like an old bass CD, back in the day, you get them CDs were nothing but crazy stupid bass songs. I put that shit on, boy, and it wouldn't take fucking 10 seconds. His eye, he'd be fucking down on the floorboard, fucking doing this, looking for his damn eye.
How could he ever find it?
Well, he had one good eye.
I know, but
the
other one would give him a sneak peek so he could see under the seat. Did he ever find anything drop in his eye? Like, oh, hey, there's
no. The gross part was that motherfucker would always put that thing in his mouth. It was like, ugh. That didn't make me want to vomit. He'd like pull it out of his face, put it in his mouth. I'm like, bro, that's got to have some kind of like weird gunk or eye shit on it, man. I can't. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Did he just have like a cavity there? Like it wasn't,
Yeah, he just had a cavity.
Oh, wow. I'd hide it. I'd put weed in there or something. You put your weed in there? Well, Fluffy, it's 11:08. 3 hours and 33 minutes we've been in this Zoom meeting. Isn't that great?
I just want to tell I'm going to tell Stoney real quick. I was not a very bright individual and still am not. So I understand where he's coming from. Way too late in my life. Yeah, dude, we've been on here for fucking ever, and I should probably go to bed.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's 15 people in chat. We love you.
Holy shit. There's still 15 people listening to our bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody.
No kidding. I don't know how we.
Oh yeah, no, that's right though. No, never any dead stickers, no fish stickers. You go put that shit on the car, guaranteed.
It's dude. In my opinion, any sticker, unless it's like, you seem to be okay if you put like some sort of hunting or fishing sticker on, because that's like okay. Then you're like one of them. They're like, that guy's okay.
Like supports blue. You gotta put that on.
Yeah.
You gotta get the suck up one. Yeah. So like every year when the fucking police department calls, you go ahead, you give them $5, they give you that stupid bumper sticker.
Fraternal order of the police.
Yeah. Go ahead, get that $5, man. That'll save you at least 1 or 5 tickets in your life.
Yep, it's true. It worked for me. And the sticker was on a car I bought. And the guy was like, honestly, I didn't even pay for that. If I bought it from the guy and he had that sticker on, and he's like, hey, sticker will get you out of tickets. And he's like, and it worked for me, so just leave it on. It's worked for you. Sure enough.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Frosty, the loudest I ever ended up getting up to was 159.6.
Fluffy, don't leave. Yeah. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh shit. Okay, I can't leave. Oh my god. I'm gonna talk chat. What's going on, chat? Oh, Cadillac, dude, Dude, man, the old fucking gangster Buicks, like the old lady Buick, you know, the color of money fucking Cadillac. That's the one right there. Just go cruising around in that thing, comfy. Ain't nobody bothering you. They know you're slinging drugs, but they know it's just pot. Because you're cool. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, that's money, Stony. Hey, cheers a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, man, earlier, hit me up on that. I saw when you were saying that, and I was muted, and I couldn't talk to him, so I'm gonna throw you something. My God, we'll talk about it. Let's see what you want. Hi, crazy pot mom. How you doing? Oh,
All right.
man, he's back.
It's all that Mountain Dew, man. Finally got to me.
You know what's weird, man? When I quit drinking Mountain Dew, I started pissing more.
Really?
Yeah, man. I was kind of telling everybody else, they all kind of give you crap about Mountain Dew, but you know, I quit drinking the Dew about a year ago, and I was drinking about a case a day, plus about 2 liters of Mountain Dew a day. I mean, you wouldn't see me without fucking slugging some kind of fucking Mountain Dew around. God, I can only imagine what my fucking blood sugar levels are. But yeah, I ended up having to give that shit up, man.
Yeah. You know, I like Diet Mountain Dew. I mean, I think it tastes delicious. But I'm gonna be honest.
No, Diet Mountain Dew is a fucking travesty. There's something wrong with you.
Real Mountain Dew is also delicious, but it gives me fucking diarrhea like there's no tomorrow. Anytime I drink it, it's like 30 minutes later, you get that rumble. It's like you're dropping rocks down in your lower abdomen. You're like, what the fuck? And then every time, dude, and it's awful. So Diet Mountain Dew doesn't happen. And now I'm stuck. Like I can't get off the diet. Now when I drink regular, it's like, oh, it's so sweet. So much.
Dude, I didn't just like give up like Dew. I just kind of like gave up all pop, soda, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know.
Yeah.
I gave it all up, and I had my first like fountain Coke the other day from like Burger King, I think. It was like fucking disgusting. I was like, oh no, please, no more of that shit. But I kind of feel like if someone handed me a fucking can of Mountain Dew right now, I'd totally fall off the wagon. Like that one, and there was like a fruit punch like monster, fucking Pacific Punch monster. That shit tastes like, dude, it tastes like a high C when you were a kid. Fucking the Stabby box. Oh my god, I love that stuff. And then it gets you all hyper and shit.
Yeah. That's so funny you say that, because that was exactly my thought. I'm like, it gets you hyper like the original got you hyper when you were a kid. You know what I mean? But now you're an adult and sugar doesn't really
and you need something with a little more oomph to it, and that shit's got a little more oomph to it.
Yep, no doubt.
Oh yeah, man.
Tell me.
I want to talk about a bad day.
Oh, all right.
Back when I used to be a speed freak.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it. How many by bad day do you really mean like bad 3 days?
No. Oh, I don't talk about it. But
that's good.
No, I used to just be fucking ridiculous, man. I remember it was so bad, like, and when I was like tapering off, like when I finally was like, I gotta stop this shit. And so I stopped buying actual like prescription pills and shit, and like started just getting like probably fatal levels of like ephedrine and shit.
Okay.
And I would just be popping like handfuls of fucking ephedrine. And then I remember that was what was like my coping mechanism, you know, to get away from like real shit. And then, you know, that was right at about the time they actually like banned it for sale in like everywhere.
Okay.
And yeah, that's when a poor gas station attendant almost died at like 4 in the morning when I was needing to go to work and I couldn't get my ephedrine. What am I smoking on? I am smoking on, it's called JoJo Kush. It's an old strain I know absolutely nothing about. Been around for a long time. I know it's really good and it makes you kind of special in the head, if you know what I'm saying. Dude, it's one of those, man. It gets you like, I've been really having to, I know, I've been having to like focus really hard tonight to stay on track.
Man, I was just gonna say something, but I totally forgot. Oh, hey, you know, it makes me feel real confident because I am the opening person at a gas station. So can't wait. Though the craziest, I mean, there's been a lot of you gonna you, you can always tell when,
we'll have to figure that out
when the welfare checks come out, because you know, 1st and the 15th, people come and buy out all their rolling tobacco and the tubes, you know, whatever. I was like, yeah, buy all the drinks you want. Give me a carton of cigarettes too on top of all the. Anyways, but they come in, and it's like you can tell because they come. You know the first place they went because when they come to the gas station, you know, it's like, all right, what should we get here? You know, they're grinding their teeth and they can't stop licking their lips and they're fucking talking of like billion miles a second to people that aren't quite around them, you know, like pretty sure there's no one else with you. I don't know whose opinion you're asking for, but you're definitely not talking to me. Like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking to. So that's funny. But I did have one guy pull a gun out and put it on the counter once. And I just kind of looked at it and then I told him the total again. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he paid. Yeah.
I fucking, the only time I ever kind of ran into that experience, I was actually just shopping at a gas station. And this was in the south end of Chicago. I go into the gas station, you know, it's 5 something in the morning and it's getting robbed and I didn't know it. And so, you know, I will just walk into motherfucker. I go right back to the cooler. I grab my Mountain Dew. I walk over and I stand behind the dude who's robbing the motherfucker that I didn't realize he's robbing the motherfucker. I'm standing back there with my Mountain Dew like, hey, motherfucker, you need to hurry up, you know. I didn't say any of this, you know. I'm just standing there with my Mountain Dew half asleep, just being all grumpy and stuff. But I finally realized he's robbing the thing. He turned around just like pointing at me, pointing the gun at me and like, fuck, motherfucker, you know, doing his thing. He's all freaking out. He's just trying to get out of that place with money, you know. I said, hey, dude, I don't give a fuck, man. I said, here's like my $5. I said, have the dude get you a fucking pack of Camel Mountain filters off the shelf. Hand that to me. I said, you can put that in the register, take it. I don't give a fuck, but I got to get to work. And I was fucking, so he did. He grabbed a fucking pack of Camels and I fucking rolled on out of that bitch. I threw a 5 on the counter. I don't know what happened to it after that. But I wasn't staying to find out. I was half asleep. I didn't give a shit. I was young and dumb. And I was late for work. So, you know, you got to fucking, don't care what situation.
Yep, people got to get to work. They don't have time for other people's bullshit. I see it all. I see it all. I see it every day at work.
Yeah, so like way back when I worked at a fucking gas station, and I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky, but I was like on the outskirts of town where I was, and I worked the fucking graveyard shift. So I got like 3 drunk fucking hillbillies every night. The fucking cops early in the morning showed up. It was all, you know, every great once in a while, you know, there was some crazy shit that happened, you know, some fucking midnight shit that happened.
Yep.
But, you know, it was never not entertaining. There was always something to be entertained about in that situation.
Yep. Absolutely. Man, we could fucking talk about stories like that for a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I got some very inappropriate ones that happened while I was at work, and I'm just like,
they're all inappropriate.
No,
yeah, they're all inappropriate.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're definitely not YouTube safe. I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you see some crazy stuff at gas stations. It's like a melting pot for. I love your facial expressions.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to see if I could see my fucking eyes, but I don't think they're opening very far.
They're opened more than profits.
Oh, dude, he was looking very Rick tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, Rick was looking extra Rick tonight.
Rick was I was starting to wonder if he fucking dosed tonight.
Yeah, me too.
He was having, he would definitely have that look like he did the last time.
It is 420. You never know. I'm sure if Rick is going to celebrate, he's going to do it upright too.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Rick parties hard. You know he does. I said, man. Oh, that picture, was it? Did he post that, or did fucking Caribou post that picture of fucking Rick?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember who posted that, but dude, that was amazing. That was exactly what I thought Rick should look like back then.
Like his hair is all permed.
Oh, it was like feathered, wasn't it? Wasn't it like feathered out?
Yeah, that's right. It was
like,
feathered.
Yeah, bro, he was like, had that fucking butterfly collar on, fucking rested up on that car like a fucking G.
Right? It's like a Chevy Cutlass or Caprice or something.
Dude, totally looked like that. Totally looked like a scene from a porn movie. Just getting ready to fucking, put his name above the title. Bro, it totally did. That was something of fucking amazement. I love that picture.
That was funny. We need to make that public because the people need to be fed. That shit is good. You're right. Rick is so funny. He's he. I don't know.
Dude, I love the stuff Rick gets fucking his like when he gets stuck on something. But when he was like when we were with was it Buds of Smoking? When he was trying to like geolocate and shit.
Like, wait, how many hours ahead are you? Yeah, what's your
Oh, speaking of, did Buds of Smoking send you that link?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, did you log in yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've only looked at it on mobile, so I haven't looked at it on the computer yet.
Yeah, I haven't fucking I've been waiting. I think tomorrow I'm gonna fucking open that bitch up and see what's fucking cracking, and I'm so excited for that.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's so fun.
It's this is so cool. Like everybody in the chat, us. I was just looking back the other day, and like the first episodes I watched was like January 19th, right? So it's like a day before my birthday. I mean, that's not very long ago. I mean, that's 3 months ago, and I just feel like it's I don't know, things are awesome. I just love learning all I can from you guys, everyone in chat. I mean, everybody. It's awesome.
It's been fun, man. I enjoy all the new people we meet, and everyone comes and hangs out and fucking chat and gets stupid with us. I fucking love that. I mean, some of these days, like I don't even like participate in the show. You might fucking be talking. I'll be hanging out, reading chat. It doesn't make sense because much like I normally do in normal life, I'm more of just alert. So I'm just sitting here reading it, laughing to myself, not even commenting. I should be, because I'm not fucking focusing over here. I'm fucking laughing over here.
You sure know your shit. So I mean, you could be talking the whole time if you really wanted to fill an hour. I'm sure.
Oh, no one wants to listen. No, dude, I don't think I could string together a coherent thought long enough to actually explain anything to anybody.
It'd have to be like a show and tell.
It really would. It really would.
Which sounds awesome. I think we should do more of those. Okay, I gotta ask. And the people in chat, or tell me if I'm right. Did Rick not? Did he tell us that he was going to give us a walkthrough of his room? I thought he told us he was going to give us a walkthrough.
Yeah, he said he was going to do that. I don't know if he wants to. I don't think he said he was going to do it. I think he said he'd do it for the panel and stuff, but I don't think he wants that on. Yeah, and he showed up late tonight, so.
Yeah. Well, either way, he didn't give us a walkthrough, so.
He did not give us a walkthrough.
Yeah.
But it's all shut down. He fucking, like, there was a picture. There's a picture of his fucking bed empty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think he harvested either today or yesterday.
What a wiener.
Wiener.
What a wiener. Oh yeah, and I guess he's moving now, right? So he's done for their place probably. Or no? I don't know.
I don't know if he's gonna have another run in that garden or not.
Yeah,
I think for some reason I thought that maybe he ended up saying he was gonna stick around a little longer than he thought. But I could be wrong on that one.
Could be. I gotta find my papers here.
Yeah, Stoney, I don't think Rick said a damn thing tonight. Did Rick say a single word tonight?
I don't think he did. He just kind of smiled and like he was just had mush mouth.
Yeah, that was funny.
So, Fluffy, you smoke joints from time to time.
Every great once in a while.
Yeah. If you could choose, what kind of paper do you use?
OCBs.
Just what size?
I use 1 1/4.
1 1/4. Yeah. I do like OCBs. Ah, sophistique. Wow.
Yeah, I got this one and I got another pack of OCBs. I like the OCBs and I like the elements. I think I got a pack of elements somewhere.
I have a 300 pack of elements, but that's what I can't find. So I'm relegated to the black slim raw.
Man, them old raws, they're the raws, I should say. They remind me of like the old Joker. They're just a little too thick, a little too cigarette-y.
This one is almost too thin, in my opinion, and it's really hard because it's a slim or king size or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Those super thins when they get long, when you get the king size, that can be a bitch. Oh man.
I mean, I do okay, but
I'll tell you what though, man, I've kind of been into those king palms here lately.
Man, I can't get a good pull on those. Like maybe the ones I have are too dry, and like the leaf doesn't have that good seal. So when I'm taking a pull, it's just sucking it right at the band.
So are you sure you're getting real king palms? Because they're supposed to come with a freaking pack in them to keep them nice and moist. And every one that I've had has had a moisture pack in it, a Boveda pack, and
maybe not.
They've been wonderful.
I don't know. I had a blueberry. We had blueberry terps and watermelon.
Yeah.
But I don't recall.
Well, I know. Yeah, it's so like the real king palms, they have a Boveda pack inside the pack with them. They're too far away, really high.
Word.
I mean, I can see the pack, and I'm about like 6 inches away from it right now, but it's too much.
6 inches too far.
Oh, is Raider taking off? Have a great night, Raider.
Yep.
Oh, Lobster's got to go too.
And Lobster.
Hey, have a great night, Lobster.
Yep, we're down. Chiseling away. See how long it is. 11:30. This is a good show.
And I had fun, man. Abolished is a cool motherfucker. And dude,
Yeah,
those fish tanks
absolutely.
are gorgeous.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, I like the fact that he kind of almost even his algae that was growing in there almost even looked like purposeful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was meant to be there. And I believe he mentioned something. Did he mention it before we were live or during? That he intentionally keeps a lot of that stuff in there for the life and whatnot, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he leaves it in there
Yeah.
for all the microbial life and also to
Yeah. So I'd
clean the
imagine,
water a little bit.
yeah, even that stuff on the glass, I'd imagine, he kind of had it like scraped away just right, just so, it looked, because that's what it looked like. It looked like it was intentionally kind of like windowed out. And,
I mean,
but it was still there.
I only ever clean the front glass on my
Yeah.
tanks. And really the sides and the back, I just let those get covered in algae.
I was never that dude, man. You weren't gonna get algae in my tank. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd have bought 3 fucking Flacostomus to take care of a small algae infection and then got rid of fucking 2 of them later.
Like the
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was probably more anal about my my fish tanks than I was my garden. I mean, I'll sweep my freaking basement floor and put it in the bed in my garden, but I'll be damned if you just saw a speck of anything on my glass in my fish. No, sir.
Yeah, you probably don't like snails or.
Fuck no.
Like that,
oh, snails were the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
yeah. No. Didn't you hear me comment on that? I was fucking abolished this. I saw the snails and I was like, oh god. Oh no, that hurts my fucking soul seeing a snail.
Those snails running around all crazy. See, they call them pest snails, but I think people just are a little dyslexic. To be pet snails. They're just pets. Like, for me, like in the beginning, I was the same way. We were killing them like every day. You know what I mean? It's like anytime you'd see little snails, like smash them on the glass. And, you're like, fuck these things, and then they just start multiplying, and you're like, you just can't beat them. And so you're like,
I bought
okay,
shit to eat them.
Yeah, well, see, I ended up with loaches for that reason. Yo-yo loaches.
Yeah,
they did a great job. I mean, they were awesome. But at a certain point, I was like, if I just don't feed the fish too much, there won't be that many snails because they're only going to eat the food that's there. You know what I mean? Like they only eat rotting
but
food.
I like big fat fish.
I know, me too. But at a certain point,
Supreme, the snails are bad because the population of them just gets out of control very quickly. They just get very invasive.
They are, absolutely. But at the same time, if you don't feed that much, they won't eat that.
Yeah, they won't get out of hand.
The population will balance. Like there's always a boom, but they'll balance out.
So at one point, I bought, and I really wanted it to work out. I bought freshwater puffers, which is the biggest lie in fucking fish keeping history. There's no such thing as a fucking freshwater puffer. And if they are real, they don't sell them at a goddamn store. I'll tell you that.
No.
But I bought those, and I intentionally put snails in and overpopulated them for a food source for this puffer that only lived for like 2 weeks every time I'd get a fucking batch of them.
Right, because it needed to be brackish, at least, probably.
It needed to be extremely brackish, like a border salt.
Yeah.
And they were selling them and advertising them as complete and utter freshwater. And they were adorable little dudes, but
so like a figure eight puffer.
Yeah, exactly, a figure eight puffer. Yep, they're so cute.
Heck yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, and keeping a fucking brackish tank is just a nightmare. I'll never do like a brackish tank.
See, I love like what I have now. I mean, like I noticed, Abolished has all those Anubias. Like I have one tank that is, let's see, there's probably 6 or 7 different types of Anubias just in it, I mean, and at this point it's just a jungle and overgrown, but there's hair algae growing off the edges of the leaves because the snails have eaten the algae and the plecos have eaten algae off the tops of the leaves, you know, but right on that edge, so it's kind of cool. I mean, it gives it just that jungle look. I mean, that's what I like. So
yeah, absolutely, that's fucking cool as shit.
But like, you probably would hate it because, like, say there's algae on the glass, it's on the wood. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain types of, it's, what is it, like cladophora algae that they just, like, the shrimp will groom it. You know what I mean? They'll make it look like it's a lawn.
Yes,
but
but
they don't really eat it. You know what I mean? They just kind of like keep it looking nice.
They keep it under control, and they'll keep like a patch. So if you like clean up an area, they will keep that area. And and that kind of stuff I was okay with. You know, I've seen people do, like, you know, algae farm, algae show, you know, I don't know, algae whatever, but you know, it's like they intentionally you know, get it groomed out and then put the proper fish and shit in to keep it exactly where it's at. You know, like you said, fish, whatever, you know. So yeah, dude, and those, you know, when you do it like that, it's very cool. I'm totally okay with it. So when, you know, it's just there, you know, when no. And I was never intentionally growing it. I never intentionally had plants in it. I just had fish skate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So well, fuck, I hate to break it to you, bud, but my headphones are dying.
That's all right. It's been long enough. We've made it to 4 hours, even though not 4 hours on YouTube, but hey.
That's all right.
Yeah, hell yeah. At least I've been on 4 hours. Maybe we have made it that long. Fuck, I don't know. I can't count. Hey,
I'm gonna send a big shout out to everybody still with us. And you guys fucking rock. Everybody in the chat. Fucking
heck yeah.
Tom Stoney, Scream, fucking Lobster was gone. Fucking all you guys rock.
I hope you all won something. Whoever's left.
Hey, a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, happy 420. Have a great night. Love you long time. Fluffy. It's been real. It's been fun, man.
See you on the flip side, brother.
Hell yeah.